Welcome back into the Barry Events Center in Marquette, Michigan. Bowling Green set to face off against Northern Michigan for the second of their two-game set this weekend, one of their final away ones of the season, and they took an overtime win against the Wildcats last night and looking to take a regulation win and 5 points in the CCHA again tonight. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network here on WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for all BGSU hockey games this season. Special thank you to Rick Crow, who has sponsored our travel with BGSU hockey this season, is the reason that I am up here in Marquette, Michigan as well with Henry Costco, our videographer, and he's going to have a highlight package released in about a day or so about this entire weekend. You get to see the 3 goals Bowling Green scored yesterday, as well as the 2 goals Northern Michigan does today, and hopefully way more Bowling Green goals from this second game than we see Northern Michigan goals as well. So before we get started in talking about what we want to see from the Falcons today, we'll talk about what we saw yesterday from Bowling Green and Northern Michigan. Low-scoring affair for the majority of the game. No scores in the first period, and the only 1 score in the second period, and it was quite a lucky one itself. Under 2 minutes left to play in the second period, Tommy Passanen wristed one off of the back of the goaltender, Ryan Ouellette from Northern Michigan, and got it to go in the back of the net, and that was the first score of the game for either team. It was a little bit of still didn't get any clarification on whether or not it was intentional, but it was a goal nonetheless in the first of the season for Tommy Passanen, assist by Dalton Norris and Ben Duran. In the third period, we had 3 goals, 2 by Northern Michigan. Rasmus Larson scored the first of his season, with the first assist on that being Colby Brown's first of the season as well. That was a game-tying goal 2 minutes into the third. About 2 minutes later, Bowling Green scored themselves. Ethan Scardina tilted the ice back to the Falcons with his 4th goal of the season on a backdoor tip-in from a pass by Jackson Niedermeyer, who had his his first point of the game there, had a second later, and Veli Immonen as well, who assisted on the goal from the Falcons. Both of the Falcon goals and the Northern Michigan goals even strength, but the next one was a man advantage for Northern Michigan, although it goes down as an empty net, not a power play. Tanner Latch had a 6-on-5 skater game tying goal to send it into overtime, assisted by Anthony Cleach, who has his first assist of the season, as well as Jakub Altrichter, who had his 12th assist of the season and lengthened his scoring lead over the rest of the Wildcats. 2-2 going into overtime. Bowling Green took an early penalty. That was quite a bad one by Ryan O'Hara, to be completely honest. Put Bowling Green on their heels a little bit. They won on the penalty kill 4-on-3 in the 3-on-3 5-minute overtime. Ended up killing it all the way off and then turned that defense into a little bit more offense with exactly a minute left to play in the overtime. Jackson Niedermeyer with a breakaway game-winning goal, the second goal and the second game winner of his season after transferring from Arizona State, assisted by Ethan Scardina. Kind of a snake-eyes goal, looked across like he was going to pass it on the 2-on-1 breakaway, and then wrist shot beat Ouellette for the 3rd time in the game. Bowling Green took 2 points. Northern Michigan took only 1. So Bowling Green's going to look to take 3 today against Northern Michigan. What did we see yesterday? Well, we saw Bowling Green take a lot of shots from pretty deep down toward the blue line. A lot of them on the shot chart coming from near the blue line, a lot of them coming from Gustav Stjernberg and Dalton Norris as well. The shots for Bowling Green, Ryan O'Hara had 9, a lot of those deep, 5 from Gustav Stjernberg, 4 from Dalton Norris as well. So a lot of those shots coming from deep, hoping for rebound chances. But Ryan Ouellette was absolutely fantastic in the net for Northern Michigan. He had over 30 saves, actually. He played fantastically. 34 saves to be exact, and 3 goals allowed, 1 in overtime. He played great yesterday. The Falcons just peppered him the entire game. And to be completely honest, the Tommy Passanen goal to open scoring for the 2 squads was a little bit luck more than anything, I believe. But still a good play, still a goal, and Ryan Ouellette let it in. He's up to a .921 save percentage and 2.7 goals allowed per game this season. He's been great saving shots. Is just not a lot of defensive help in front of him, although there was quite a bit yesterday. He holds on to a lot. We get to see a lot of stoppages when it gets in on him. He doesn't direct it away from the defense of the Falcon or the offense of the Falcons so much as he just holds on to it, which is a good game plan from Bowling Green, who leads the CCHA in shots on goal with around 34 per game. That's a ton of shots on goal for the Falcons, who have just kept piling them up over this season, and that's a focus of Willie's, and I'm sure we are going to see that going on again today. 827 total shots this season, 821 from opponents, so pretty even, but lately the Falcons have converted a lot more of their own and had a little bit more scoring come from it. Northern Michigan's strength yesterday was their defense, especially in the second and the third. When they started possessing the puck more, they started playing a lot better and had more offensive chances, obviously. They only had 3 shots on goal in the first period, but had 10 shots on goal in the second and outshot Bowling Green in that second period, although the Bowling Green Falcons did outscore them 1-0 in the second. But they also were even in shots on goal with Bowling Green in the third and outscored Bowling Green in the third 2-1. Bowling Green did have less shots than Northern Michigan in the overtime, mainly because of the power play that they had to kill off. But it evened up the shots on goal total for both squads up to 37 for BG and 24 for Northern Michigan. So Bowling Green still outshot Northern Michigan yesterday. A rare occurrence for Bowling Green. They actually lost the faceoff wheels 28-31 to Northern Michigan, who was great in the center, and they're not going to change up any of the centermen, as they shouldn't. Jakob Altrichter on the first line, Jesse Tucker on the second, Danny Ciccarello on the third, and Billy Renfrew on the fourth. A couple of more experienced players, a senior and a junior, in Tucker and Ciccarello. But 2 freshmen with Altrichter and Renfrew, they played great games yesterday. Renfrew didn't have a point, but Altrichter had an assist in the 2 goals scored. He's on that high-powered first line that was yesterday Altrichter, Slipik, and Aiden Hutchinson. Hutchinson has been dropped back down to the third line, and Medrick Boldick is going to move up from the second line to the first line. Only 2 goals and 1 assist this season, but I think they want a little bit more defense on that first line. That is still an all-freshman first line as well, so definitely something to look for there. Brennan Poshak will make his debut this weekend in the line with Jesse Tucker and Tanner Latch. Latch had the game-tying goal, 6-on-5 yesterday, is the captain as well. 4 goals, 1 assist this season. Not high scoring, but he's a similar role to how Ethan Scardina is on the right wing. He's going to be joined by Jesse Tucker in the center and Brendan Poshak today on the left. Zach Michaelis is going to be on the left wing of the third line today with Danny Ciccarello and Aiden Hutchinson, who moves down to the third from the first line. And then Colby Brown will drop down to the fourth line from the third. Billy Renfrew and Matthew Argentina will stay on that fourth line for Northern Michigan. And defensemen, as they should, probably remains the same. They were outstanding yesterday, especially Tynan Ewart and Anthony Cleach, a sophomore and a freshman. Only had 1 point yesterday, and Cleach's assist on the Tanner Latch goal, but they played great yesterday, had very good shifts, and a lot of those coming on the power play and on the penalty kill as well. Nicholas Ardenaz and Wolfgang Govaderis are going to be the second line of defensemen, a junior and a freshman. A little bit more experience there, but only 3 assists scored between the 2 guys this season. And best defensive playing line, I believe, yesterday, Rasmus Larson, who scored a goal, the first goal and point of his career with Northern Michigan in his first season, along with Graydon Dahl. They were the first line to come out on power plays. They were the second line to come out on penalty kills. They played great yesterday. Larson, of course, had the goal, didn't have an assist to go along with it, but that's the first point of his season, still chasing that first assist, and Graydon Dahl still chasing his first point after 21 games played. Looking over to the Falcons, hasn't changed a whole lot as far as the line goes in over the last 3 games from Augustana to the first Northern Michigan game. It's changed a little bit today, and the first thing you see immediately is Adams Linka is not going to be in the lineup. Didn't play great yesterday, took a penalty, and not great shifts to go along with Jackson Niedermeyer and Ethan Scardina. He's going to play with Matvey Kabanov. The two of them, Niedermeyer and Scardina, are going to play with Matvey Kabanov today. 12 games played. This will be his 13th. 1 goal, 4 assists against opponents this season. He's going to be playing in his return to Northern Michigan, as in his freshman year last year he played with Northern Michigan as he came out of Russia and was a recruit there, but when the coaching change happened, he decided to leave and come to Bowling Green. So we'll see if he goes on a revenge tour today against Northern Michigan, who's going to have some new sweaters. I'll describe those as gameplay starts. Ryan O'Hara, Ben Duran, Brody Waters on the first line. Max Martin, Jaden Grant, Quinn Emerson on the second. Those do not change. Owen Ozar, Vili Emanen, and Seth Fighton are going to be on the fourth line today. The only change there being Scardina moving up to the third line. And then the defensemen have shifted around a little bit. Ivan Korodiak is going to be the extra skater. Dalton Norris, Tommy Passanen are going to work together. Breck McKinley is going to find his way back to Gustav Sternberg, as we saw at the beginning of the season. That was a pretty lethal combination scoring-wise. 16 total points on that line is the most of any defensive line that's going to play in this game. And Ben Wozni is going to play with Eric Parker today, number 2 and number 24, with Korodiak working in here and there. Brett Foe is going to be the extra skating forward, and Christian Stover, if I'm not mistaken, is going to get the net for Bowling Green. 1.7 goals allowed per game, 946 save percentage. That save percentage continues to rise, and he's 8-1-3 without a regulation loss so far this season. So looking for good play from Christian Stover today. We're probably going to see a lot of shots on net and probably not a lot of rebounds from the goaltender of Northern Michigan, Ryan Ouellette, as is kind of a trademark of his game coming out of his other 3 years at Niagara and his senior year here at Northern Michigan. And we're going to look for Northern Michigan to be peppering the goaltender as well. Something that they do so well that is interestingly affecting the game more than I thought it would is the blocked shots. They had 16 blocks yesterday. Bowling Green had 15, which is a season high for them. But 16 blocked shots for Northern Michigan is a lot. They are almost on their bellies or in a prone position more than they're not. And it's impressive to see that Bowling Green, who likes to shoot long and hope for rebounds, that the puck doesn't even get to Ouellette a lot of the time. And it takes a little bit of offense away from the Falcons. So looking for them to take some deeper range shots, and that's going to lead us into our Pick the Stick selections today from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Again, each of us choose a point, 1 point per goal, half a point per assist. You accumulate them across the game, and Stover, who was not chose today, will start with 2 goals and lose them as he gives up goals today. Yesterday, it was Tyler Kavalitz's 3rd win of the season with Ben Duran's half a point. Adam Zlinka, Max Martin, and Christian Stover didn't score any for the rest of the Falcon Media Sports Network. Today, Tyler's going to choose Ryan O'Hara, another high-scoring forward on the first line. O'Hara's up to 7 goals, 15 assists, and 22 total points. He is on a 3-game pointless skid, but he's at a threat for scoring at all times. 32 goals, 46 assists, and 78 total points in his career with Bowling Green in his 122nd game played with the Falcons. Lucas Kleinmeyer, who's our sports content director and called women's basketball game earlier today, has chose Max Martin, a left winger, on the second line today. 4 goals, 2 assists. Didn't get a point yesterday, but he's going to ride with Martin. He's got a deeper shot, and I think that's going to fare well for Bowling Green today. That's going to lead into my pick as well, and I chose mine based on the deeper shot. That's going to be Ben Duran. He's got a wicked wrist shot, and I mean wicked wrist shot. 6 goals, 9 assists this season. I think all 6 of those goals are going to come on a backhand or a forehand shot from pretty decently far away from Ouellette, or from the goaltender, I should say, and I think Ouellette's going to have a tough time handling Ben Duran today. Holden Ruck, who's our board operator today, chose Ville Imanen. He had a couple of points earlier in the season when Bowling Green played Northern Michigan at home. He thinks he's got Northern Michigan's number, and I really don't disagree with that pick on the 4th line center. He is probably the best scorer on that line of Owen Ozar, Seth Fighton, and himself. So an interesting pick there from Holden Ruck. I think that one's going to pay off if I had to make a guess. But Henry Costco has chose Quinn Emerson, and he's our videographer today, so hopefully he gets to shoot a Quinn Emerson goal. 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 total points this season for the junior and son of Nelson Emerson, as we all know. And that's the pick of Henry Costco, who's going to be down at ice length, and he's going to be shooting today's game. So again, Lucas chose Max Martin, Tyler chose Ryan O'Hara, Holden chose Ville Imanen, Henry chose Quinn Emerson, and I chose Ben Duran. Take stock of your pick at home, and you can play along with us. 1 point per goal, half a point per assist. And if you choose Christian Stover, you start with 2 and lose them as the game goes on. 8 short minutes until we have puck drop between Bowling Green and Northern Michigan here in the Barry Event Center in Marquette, Michigan. One of the last away series for Bowling Green this year, sponsored by Rick Crow, a longtime BGSU hockey fan and listener of WBGU 88.1 FM. Thank you, Rick, because he is the reason that we are up here in Marquette and got some good sightseeing out today, and hopefully we'll have some good sights watching Bowling Green skate against Northern Michigan. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
You could listen to WBGU 88.1 FM, or you could be part of the action. Volunteer with WBGU FM in a variety of roles, including on-air, promotions, social media, music selection, and much more. Positions are always available to students and the local community. For more information, visit the WBGU Facebook page. Volunteer with Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. The return to radio freedom.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Are you ready to become part of the team? Northwest Ohio's community radio station is looking for new volunteers just like you. Join our team of enthusiastic volunteers that help make WBGU 88.1 FM a success. WBGU is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Visit our social media pages for more recruitment information. WBGU, return to radio freedom.
You can hear the horn there here in the Barry Events Center on the ice of the Northern Michigan Wildcats skating with new jerseys today. Before we get into starting lineups in a few moments, before we take another step back, I'm going to give you a quick recap of Bowling Green women's basketball, who took a big win today over Central Michigan, 76-69. My favorite player had a great day. Janea Donahue, 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists from the Falcon Media Sports Network. I believe the Food and Drink Guide player of the game. I believe that's what they say on women's basketball broadcasts that happen all here on WBGU 88.1 FM. But a big game for the Falcons to win today. It simply played better a lot of the time than Central Michigan and had a little bit of a comeback going there at the end as well. Central did have 2 20-point scores. Lawson and Morrison each had 20+. Morrison had 23. And 1 rebound, no assist, so not a lot of passing coming from Morrison, but Lawson had 11 rebounds and 1 assist, an impressive day for her. Nobody even above 7 points on the rest of the Central Michigan lineup, a lot of that due to the defense of Bowling Green. The offense of Bowling Green, pretty outstanding as well. Every single starter with double-digit points. Amy Velasco had 10, Janea Donahue had 12, Lexi Fleming with 13, Paige Kohler with 17, Erica Porter with 16, and again, Janea Donahue with 5 rebounds, 5 assists, had the best. I believe she had a couple of steals in there as well. She had the best game, I believe, of any Falcon, and agreeing with me is Lucas Kleinmeyer, the sports content director of the Falcon Media Sports Network and the women's basketball beat this for the Falcon Media Sports Network as well, was in Mount Pleasant calling that game away. Bowling Green, I mean, what a big win. They're tied for 5th right now, I believe, in the MAC in the women's basketball. And Bowling Green's men's basketball is going to have a big game later today against Central Michigan as well in the same arena at 7 o'clock. We are not going to have a broadcast for that game, unfortunately, but we will have a recap available at bgfalconmedia.com. So certainly go look at that, or BG_FMSN on Twitter, where we'll post a social media update about that article being posted. That's a big one as well against Central Michigan. It'll be a rough rest of the season if Bowling Green is not able to win that game, as Central Michigan is certainly a team they should be able to beat or at least compete with. They sit at 10th in the MAC right now. Central Michigan sits at 8, and they can move their way up to 7th and in a playoff spot if they end up winning this game and advancing to 3 and 6, if I am not mistaken, with all the other games being played in the MAC this year. So we will take a step back and bring you back for Bowling Green hockey versus Northern Michigan here in the Barry Events Center. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Continue the WBGU experience online by engaging with our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to stay connected with the local community and receive information about special events and programming. Like us and share our content to help build the WBGU audience. 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green is Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
My name is Kyle Blassingame from BGSU Men's Soccer, and my Falcon 4 favorite hobbies are Kirby, which is a game created by BG Men's Soccer. My second favorite hobby would be Solid IIO. I recently bought a PC and I've been gaming it. My third favorite hobby is playing golf with Kyle Cusimano. And my fourth favorite hobby is watching Game of Thrones with Brendan Graves.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our 2 stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
Complement your WBGU radio experience with additional content available online. Subscribe to our social media feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, to receive information about special events, promotional activities, and our program schedule. Stay connected with WBGU wherever you go and return to Radio Freedom. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio.
What's going on, guys? I'm Darius Lorfields, junior safety here at BG. My Falcon 4 favorite things for homecoming, definitely seeing some of the alumni, the big crowd, hearing them roar, the Falcon walk pregame, getting to see more people, and then just winning the game overall and celebrating after. Go Falcons.
There's so much more WBGU content available online through our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to get the most up-to-date information about the program schedule, show hosts, and upcoming promotional events. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM and online social media profiles.
Both teams huddling up around their goaltender and now sprinting out toward the bench, which are on opposite sides here in the Barry Event Center in Marquette, Michigan, the home of the Northern Michigan Wildcats, who today are wearing some brand new sweaters. They're honoring Uper Night tonight, which, if you don't know, is a slang term up here referring to people that live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. They got some pretty nice shoulder and waist detailing on these new jerseys that are white with yellow and green, looking like flannel pattern to honor the Upers tonight, with the green shorts and the socks to match that shoulder padding and waistline as well. It's a pretty clean look. They raffled off some of the jerseys today as well to some of the spectators. They got a clean look to go up against the Falcons' orange buckets, sweaters, socks, mitts, and their brown shorts as well. Pretty clean looks on both sides, certainly easy to differentiate. Graydon Slipik, Jakub Altrichter, and Medrick Bolduc, the forward line for Northern Michigan. Tynan Ewert and Anthony Cleach, the back line, and Ryan Ouellette in the goal for Northern Michigan. Jackson Niedermeyer, Ethan Skardina, and Matvey Kabanoff are going to be the forward line for Bowling Green. Kabanoff getting a start back here in the Barry Event Center as he played last season with Northern Michigan. The defensive line is going to be Dalton Norris and Tommy Passanen, and Christian Stover in the net for Bowling Green. No surprise there that Stove is continuing his hot streak in the net. Still lossless in regulation, I should say. The only loss that he's gotten, his 8-1-3 record, is an overtime loss against Augustana. This one's pinned up against the board, still visible to the referee, but on the right wing of the Northern Michigan O zone, the Falcons are trying to get it away, and they can. It's Passanen working in there with Altrichter, and they get it wide, back out to the other defenseman, Dalton Norris. Up to Skardina. Skardina, sloppy puck handling there as he turns it back over to Graydon Slipik. Slipik takes it up, Bolduc dumps it back down, and Stover will glove and drop to his right and let the defenseman take hold of it. 1 minute expired here in the first period. Bowling Green, Northern Michigan tied at 0. Long pass up to Brody Waters. Not enough separation there as he's getting mugged by Nicholas Ardenaz. Clears all the way down into the goal line of Northern Michigan. Good stick work there from Bowling Green's Breck McKinley. It's going to be an offsides forced by McKinley against Northern Michigan. It's going to exit outside of their zone. Bowling Green's jerseys with the number in the center. Bowling on top of the number, green below the number. The number on the sleeves as well. And the Bowling Green logo on the side of their helmets. Northern Michigan with their Wildcat logo in the center. And green numbers, green lettering, and the numbers on the sleeves as well as that flannel pattern that looks so clean on this uniform. A pass into the slot, and it is taken away by Gavaderis. Now back around. Bowling Green pushes it outside. And they're going to have to hold on to this one in the neutral zone. Back up to Stjernberg. Stjernberg playing with McKinley today. He's played with Dalton Norris for quite a while as Waters gets physical there with the defender of Northern Michigan. It's poked back out to Central, and Bowling Green holds on to the puck. Not a lot of offensive puck possession for Bowling Green yesterday, but they had a lot of puck possession in general, especially in the first period and about midway through the second. It was more even after that. Northern Michigan started playing a little bit better. But when Bowling Green dictates, they're looking real good. so far. It's not a big breakaway team for Northern Michigan, so if Bowling Green holds onto the puck, they should be in great shape. Ciccarello chases this one into the O zone. Hutchinson will chase him, playing on the first line with Altrichter and Slipik yesterday. He's playing on the third line with Ciccarello and Michaelis today. Brand new line, that one. None of those guys have played with each other over the last couple of games. Still with the puck behind, Ciccarello turns it back out to the blue line, and it's long for Rasmus Larsson, who is guarding it, and it's going to be Ouellette who has to play the puck behind his own goal. Emerson on the forecheck, got his stick on that puck to try and turn it over. Eamon glances in there on the left wing, half wall. He's pressed up, and it clears all the way back around. Larson will chase it down, where a hit from Seth Fighton. Fighton with the puck, back into Ozar. Ozar turns it back over. Feisty player there, battling with Billy Renfrew. That's similar size battle there, both smaller forwards. 5'8" and 5'10", respectfully. Ozar 5'8", but he'll keep boasting that national championship to you that he's got with Denver in 2022. Eamon back out to the blue line is intercepted as it got halfway there by Colby Brown. Brown up into neutral ice. Back to Graydon Dahl. Graydon Dahl, D-A-U-L, stays on sides. Argentina with a pass, discs it in to Stover, and Stover kicks it away. Kabanoff with the puck now. Up the right wing, Eamon dumps it back and lets the forwards go for a change as he was playing with the third line right and left winger. Now back on the ice properly. Kabanoff out to Scardina on the left wing. Scardina takes it all the way in, looking for a pass. Backhand shot and is wide of the goal. That was a good take for Ethan Scardina, who played a rough first period yesterday. 0 for 5 as a start in the face-off wheels and took a penalty in there as well. But he really simmered down and ended up having the game-tying goal in the 4-minute mark of that third period. Niedermeyer stays on sides, glances it over toward the middle, discs it out to the right wing. Shot in from Sternberg, low angle, Ouellette saves, and it's out to the left wing defensive end of Northern Michigan. Bolduc takes it up with a head full of steam on the right wing, down to the goal line. And he back up, centers it, and now here's a little bit of a breakaway for Brody Waters. Down the right wing, playing defense as Gavaderis. He's holding on, that's going to be a penalty. And now a centering pass to O'Hara. They get a stick on it. Northern Michigan, but they're going to head to the box for 2 as Wolfgang Gavaderis is going to get 2 for holding at the 15:44 mark in this first period. Not the greatest play from Northern Michigan, but it might have saved the goal as Waters was streaking in down the right wing. Not the shiftiest guy, but he can score him. And it is going to be a holding against Gavaderis. We're going to get a face-off in the O-zone of the Falcons. O'Hara's going to head to the dot with Martin and Waters, the line mates. Norris and Sternberg, the 2 highest scoring defensemen on the team, are going to get the nod in the power play as well. Face-off won by Bowling Green, out to Sternberg on the left wing. He takes it over toward the center and distributes it out to Norris. Now back to Sternberg at the point. Into O'Hara. O'Hara playing the point now. Shot in high, and it fills in. Brody Waters got his stick on it, I believe, right in front of the net. And he got the first goal of the game with 15:33 left to play in the first. And the 10th power play goal for Brody Waters this season, one of the leaders in the NCAA. Should be assisted by Ryan O'Hara as that one was tipped down. I don't know whether or not Brody Waters got a stick on this one. He's in front of the blue paint, as is his office. And, yeah, he deflected that one perfectly and beat Ouellette. Beautiful shot high from O'Hara and knocked down, almost bunted down by Waters. The referee is conversing right now. Don't know what it's going to be. I don't think Waters was standing in the blue paint, but possibly they're talking about an offsides against the Falcons that could take this goal off of the board. We'll see what the call is here. All 4 are still talking about it. Referees Nicholas Bradshaw, Michael Forrest, and Eric Froberg and Paul Tunnison. You know what? It might be a high stick. He made contact above the waistline. And they're going to be talking to Dave Shayak, the head coach of Northern Michigan. And they might review this for a high sticking and just clarify. And to be completely honest, it probably should be a high sticking. So the call on the ice was a goal, but the play is going to be challenged for a high sticking. This should be a quick look at it as Waters' stick was clearly above his waistline, but we'll see what the referee has to say about it. Gavaderis is still in the box as he's serving out his penalty. It's about only 10 seconds off of the clock on the power play, as it was a really quick shot, the first shot of the power play actually from Ryan O'Hara, that went in high and Waters knocked it down out of the air. Not a huge celebration from him, so maybe he knows as well, but if I'm Bowling Green, I'm fully expecting this one to be waved off, unfortunately. 3 shots on goal now for Bowling Green, 0 for Northern Michigan as they take the early penalty. It's Wolfgang Gavadaris sitting in the box for 2. The referee still looking at it. It is Bradshaw and Forrest. Called a pretty good game yesterday in CCHA standards. Normally do a pretty good job as well, but yesterday there was a couple that could have been called, but not too many, as we've seen some other games this season. The referee stopped looking at it. They're going to discuss and decide where the faceoff is going to head, I believe. And here's the call now from Michael Forrest. As you can tell by the crowd reaction there, high stick, goal waved off. So Brody Waters still sits at 9 power play goals and 14 on the season, as Bowling Green still tied up. But there is still a minute and 50 seconds of power play left to go. The faceoff is going to be in the neutral zone as the goal is taken out, and we get a real good look at it there. His stick blade is about head high, maybe even above, as he knocked that one down in front of Ouellette. Face-off won by Bowling Green. Norris back to Stierenberg, back to Norris. Discredit everything I said a second ago, as there's no goal against Brody Waters. It's waved off for high sticking. Martin's pressed up against by Jesse Tucker, the centerman, on the penalty kill for Northern Michigan. They were 100% of the penalty kill yesterday, which incorporated 3 power plays. Shot in from O'Hara, and it was Waters streaking all the way in, but the pass is long for him. He couldn't get a good stick on it. It was coming in there pretty hot as well. Norris behind his goaltender. Stover's not going to get a lot of action early. He's yet to touch the puck. Out to O'Hara. Into Stierenberg on the right wing. Stierenberg down at the goal line. Back up to O'Hara. And it's intercepted by Altrichter. A little bit of a lazy pass from Stierenberg. Turns it over. And we're going to have a minute left in this power play. Both sides are going to get a change. Niedermeyer back. Earlier in the season, we wouldn't have even thought to put him on the power play, but he's been pretty good offensively, especially distributing the puck. And he's earned his way back on it today. Kabanoff held on to a little bit there. It's back out across to Duran. Duran on the left wing, back into center, and McKinley back to Duran on the left wing. Still distributing it. Now to the right wing at Emanen. McKinley to Duran. Duran on the left wing again. Good pass across to Emanen, is deflected away by Ouellette. 27 seconds left to play in the power play. 14 minutes left to play in the first period. Back out to Duran. Duran on the left wing doesn't even look for a shot. McKinley over to Emanen. Emanen feeds it over into the center. Another shot from Emanen, and it's saved by Ouellette and covered up as it bounced off the back wall. 15 seconds left to play in the power play. Under 14 left to play in the first. 0-0 the score, Bowling Green and Northern Michigan. Couple of good shots there. Emanen with a couple on the right wing, and Ben Duran on the left wing as well. I think Duran's looking to pass a little bit more than he ought to. I think he should be taking some shots. He's got almost 60 this season, one of the leaders in that department for Bowling Green, but it's easy to get shots with playing with Waters and O'Hara. Emerson loses his stick, presses up, taking the puck away is Brett Foe. Foe looking in, now a shot and a score! Bowling Green scored it on the power play from the right wing at the goal line. We'll see who gets the lead of the charge here, and looks to be Jaden Grant. Jaden Grant with the power play goal, his 4th of the season on that second line with Max Martin and Quinn Emerson. We'll see who the assisters are, but a beautiful goal line strike beating Ouellette on the glove side, and Bowling Green takes a 1-0 lead. Off the Jaden Grant goal. What a shot from Jaden Grant on the wrister. And I said in the pregame, they like to take a lot of shots and hope for rebounds, but they got to take some from farther away now, hope, and more directional shots, hoping that they can fill past the goaltender, and that's what they've done early, and they've converted on the power play as well. Aiden Hutchinson with the dump in. Bowling Green out to central ice. Brett Foe as well. Foe should probably get an assist on that. He did get an assist on the goal by Jaden Grant, and he's an extra skater as well on the power play today, so he takes a point as well. That's his 8th assist of the season. He didn't play at all yesterday. This one's gloved by Stover and held on to. He didn't get to play at all yesterday, but he's got the extra skater role today as a forward. Ivan Korodiak we have yet to see, so he possibly is not even on the bench. Can't see the numbers by that far. Face off to the right of Stover. 6:12 the time of the goal by Jaden Grant on the power play a second ago. Out to Ozar. Ozar with the puck on the left wing now and taking it all the way up through the neutral zone. First power play goal of the season for Jaden Grant, who's not truly a mainstay on the power play. All of his other goals even strength, with one being a first goal. Passanen turns it back around into Scardina. Scardina up through center now is fighting, is on the right. Ozar with a shot off the half wall, tried to clear it into the slot. Now it's back up to the blue line of McKinley. Out to the right wing of Sternberg, shot in wide of the goal. Ouellette let it go to the half wall. Out to McKinley. McKinley wears a big bump, keeps it in, and sports himself on the bench, but it's going to be a whistle and exit the zone and come to neutral ice where the Falcons will go for another draw. 12:36 left to play in the first period. 1-0 Bowling Green on top after a power play goal by Jaden Grant a second ago. Don't know if they're going to get a second assist on this one, but Foe did a pretty good job of turning the puck over in the O zone. He forced a turnover and then turned it into an assist and a goal for Bowling Green. Duran in the wheel now with Waters and O'Hara and McKinley and Sternberg. That's probably the best scorers that Bowling Green could possibly put on the ice, and the proper zone to do it is there in the O zone. O'Hara with the puck now after the one face-off. Backhand shot in, weak, and is blocked by Jakob Altrichter. Out to McKinley. McKinley wings it along to Sternberg on the right wing. Into O'Hara. O'Hara misplays the puck. It's out to Bolduc. Bolduc tries to get outside the zone, but Sternberg is there. McKinley back to Sternberg at the point. McKinley exits outside of the zone, then dumps it back in. Falcons will have to go chase again. Waters in there with Duran. It's up. Maybe hit the netting there, but it's not whistled off, so it might have just hit the glass. O'Hara will have to chase it back, and he'll tip it over to Sternberg in the Falcon defensive end. Two fresh skaters on the ice now for Bowling Green. Sternberg will take it all the way into the zone and let Kabanoff chase it. And a couple of new defensemen, a couple of new forwards on the ice now. Wozni with Sternberg back in the zone. Sternberg in front of his own bench. He's got to head off in a second, and he will right now for Parker. Centering pass. Martin takes it away. Back out to the blue line and taken away by Brendan Poshak. First time we've mentioned his name so far in gameplay this weekend. Didn't play yesterday, but is going to play today. 25 games played now. 1 goal, 1 assist this season. Not a lot of scores on this Wildcat team. Looking pretty high up, and we only got about 7 points. Saved by Stover there. Wozni takes it away, and he looks to get it to Niedermeyer. He's still pressed up. Takes a bad angle to it. Ciccarello gets in there as well. Parker takes it away up the right wing, looks for a pass and gets it out. Niedermeyer streaking across the neutral zone. He'll put a hit on here and force the puck free, but it's going to be Northern Michigan who possesses it. Giving it back. Emerson tries to lay a hit on there. Backs up last second to avoid it and goes for the puck instead. Emerson out to the blue line to Passanen. Now a shot in is deflected in front. Ciccarello in there with his stick in the lane. Centering pass to Grant. Grant was in prime location again, and a pass from Emerson. Turning it back around, Quinn Emerson looking for a forehand pass, and now backhand passes it out to Grant. Grant back around to Passanen. Passanen at the blue line, looking in, down to the goal line. In the middle to Quinn Emerson. Emerson with a slap shot, and he fans on it. Grant with the puck there and elects for a pass instead of a shot. Emerson back there behind again. He's been everywhere on the shift, and it's been a really good one for that second line of Falcons, Martin, Grant, and Emerson. Out to Passanen at the blue line. BG still with puck possession. 10 minutes left. Dropped it in front. Jaden Grant in there again, doing the dirty work. He's forced down to the ice, and it's taken away by Ciccarello as he chips it up with a pitching wedge out of the zone. Falcons will hold on, and Northern Michigan will go for a change. Scardina with a shot in from the blue line off the stick. It'll be a face-off in the zone of the Falcons as both teams freshly got changes, so they're probably not going to change a whole lot. 9:52 left to play in the first period. We're going to get our first break of the action. 1-0 on the Jaden Grant power play goal, assisted by Brett Foe a few moments ago at the 6:12 mark in the first period. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds for access to special content, program and DJ information, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM and online with our social media profiles. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio. You're listening to 88.1 FM WBGU. Enjoy local news content starting with the morning show, and stick around for entertainment programs focused on jazz, blues, folk, world music, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU by listening live 24/7. Available locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online on bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Lucas Kleinmeyer, you just heard there, the voice of BGSU women's basketball. They got a big win earlier today against Central Michigan in Mount Pleasant. Pretty north of Bowling Green, but not as north as we are up in Marquette. This is about as north as you can be without being in Lake Superior or in Canada. So it's really fun being up here. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. BGFalconmedia.com or BG_FMSN on Twitter is where you can find our recaps and BGSU sports news and updates, and the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel, which will have rebroadcasts of all of our Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on WBGU and 88.1 FM, as well as the highlight package of this weekend that's going to be posted by Henry Costco. Christian Stover with a save there. It's knocked away by the defenseman out to the near side, and Gustav Stjernberg will take it away up the ice to Ozar. Turning it over off the skate, Ozar Boldick with a pass across, and it's long for Graydon Slippick, who stroked in there to the blue paint. Sorry, I couldn't get the words out. They're hard to say sometimes. Out to Gavaderis. Gavaderis with the shot in, deflected in front. What a save by Stover with the glove. That's only his second of the game, but he shut this play down with pretty good danger up there in front with Slippick working in front of the blue paint. 9:10 left to play in the first period. 6 shots on goal to 2 for Bowling Green as they lead 1-0 on the Jaden Grant power play goal. That was a wrist shot from the red goal line here in the Barry Event Center. Pretty nice shot. Uper night here in the Event Center as well. That's honoring all the Upper Peninsula natives. Went to the Superior Dome, which is an indoor football stadium here in Northern Michigan, quite sensibly given the weather. Scardino with a shot here, saved by Ouellette and knocked to the near side, but they had a wall of fame of some of the nature here, native to Marquette, some of the people that are native to the Upper Peninsula. Pretty cool to see, and pretty cool to see the Upper Peninsula honored in this way. As Henry and I on the drive up here looked it up, only 300,000 people out of the 9 million in Michigan live in the Upper Peninsula. So not a large portion of the population, but based on those numbers, pretty good population of them here in the Barry Events Center watching Bowling Green and Northern Michigan. 8:30 left to play in the first, 1-0 Bowling Green. Parker leaves it back, and he'll go to the bench as Passanen and Norris on his defensive lines now. In the first line of Falcons, Duran, Waters, and O'Hara out there for Bowling Green. Out to the blue line, dump shot in. O'Hara gets a stick on it. He's got it behind. Centering pass and taken away by Matthew Argentina. Argentina, 1 goal, 1 assist this season, only 10 games played. He had 2 this weekend. Shot in, Passanen's there to stop it. Taking it away is Ben Duran. Ben Duran pinned against the near side. Billy Renfrew in there as well. Northern Michigan is keeping the puck in the O-zone a little bit longer now, but hasn't held on strong possession. They've only had 2 shots on goal, both of them on breakaways or not the greatest setup opportunities. O'Hara moves it over to the inside. He's got open. Shot save in front. O'Hara now again to Duran. Duran with the centering pass, and it squeaks by 3 Falcons and clears out to the central ice. That was a couple of good chances there for Bowling Green. Now up down the right wing is McKinley. He's getting his guys a change. They're doing that a lot more with the defensemen, whereas it was the center or the right winger that was doing it a lot for the Falcons in recent weeks. It's the defenseman that's taking it all the way up now, getting a whole new set of forwards out there instead of having a new set of defensemen. Their defense has not been the issue. It's been scoring that's plagued the Falcons. It did yesterday. It did against Augustana. It did against Bemidji. Didn't against Ferris State, but Ferris State's a pretty poor defensive team, if I do say so. Winged it across their own blue line. Martin with the dump in on the favorable side of the center line, and chasing it down is Ouellette behind the goal. Ouellette distributes it out to Gavaderis. Gavaderis the pass up to Bolduc. Bolduc can't hold on. It's chipped back in the defensive zone, and Bowling Green will get a wholesale change. Wozni Parker back on defense. And Foe, Emanen, and Fighton out there on the forward line. Almost turning it over. Parker, it was a little bit long for him. Wozni there. Parker chips it out to the near side. Bolduc now dumps back out to their own blue line. Pass in, taken away by Parker. Up to Foe. Foe gets a stick on it, but it'll clear all the way up and be an icing against Bowling Green, as they'll get a they will not get a change. Northern Michigan will. Ozar was the starting left winger on the. He didn't start, but he was in the lineup as the left winger on the fourth line. Now Foe worked his way in with the assist on the Jaden Grant goal on the power play. Fighting out there as well as forwards, and Wozni and Parker still out there as defensemen. Wozni off the glass into neutral ice. Foe's knocked down to the ice. Ciccarello in there as well. Trevor Mitchell, the extra skating defenseman, dumps it back down to Aiden Hutchinson. Hutchinson behind the goal line, centers it out. And back out to the blue line now as Northern Michigan passes up a scoring opportunity. Fighton goes for a big hit now and forces Tynan Ewert into the Falcon bench. Hutchinson dumps it down to Parker. Parker will be the first one there, and he's battling in with Zach Michaelis. Michaelis takes it away now at the goal line. Turns it back to Ciccarello. Ciccarello on the right wing. Out to Michael. Michaelis, I apologize. His shot is blocked by the Falcons. And a big hit there in front. No penalty against Bowling Green, and I think they got away with one there as it's Jesse Tucker that's a little bit slow to his feet. Bowling Green takes it down in center. Shot, score! Matvey Kamenov against Northern Michigan gets a goal. Bowling Green 2-0, and Matvey Kamenov's return to the Barry Event Center. BG may have got away with one there in the defensive end as there was a hit away from the play, but it's going to be Kamenov, 44, that gets his second goal of the season against the team that he sported with that green and gold just a little bit ago. Good pass back from Foe. He might get a second assist on this one. Over to Kamenov. Moves it to the inside, back to the outside. Right-hand stick shot and beat Ouellette for the fifth time this weekend and the second time in this opening period for Bowling Green. 5:26 left to play in the first. And Shayak is not happy with the officiating so far. He's talking with the referees right now. They can't challenge a no call in the defensive end. That's Bowling Green's Ben Wozni. I'm sorry, that's Eric Parker that stuck his leg out and toppled Agent Hutchinson down to the ice. Yeah, that probably should be a penalty, but nothing the referees can do about it now. You can't challenge a no call. And I'll let you hear the Northern Michigan fans here for a second. But their groaning is only going to give the CCHA something to look at. Nothing that can change the outcome of that play. That would have been stopped if that call had been made, and call that should have been made. Foe with his second assist of the game on both goals. He's had a hand in them. Seth Fighton with his third assist of the season, and Matvey Kamenov with his return to Northern Michigan is going to get his second goal of the season as well. Even strength. .14:33, the time of that goal through this first period. That's taken a little bit longer than the periods did yesterday, but high scoring for the Falcons, so we'll take it. Norris the shot in. It'll chip high up into the ice. Kamenov's back there as well to work with Rasmus Larson. You know, you might think Kamenov knows a lot of players on this Northern Michigan team. Not a lot. By my last count, it was only about 3 or 4 players from this Northern Michigan team that returned. A lot of freshmen and a lot of transfers as well. And the starting goaltender, Ryan Ouellette's probably been the biggest one for the Wildcats. Not a great game today, but a .921 save percentage and 2.7 goals allowed this season has been really the only reason that they've won their 4 games in normal play and 3 games in regulation. Wing pass across to Waters. Waters dumps up the ice. It's going to avoid the icing there as Ouellette touches it before it crosses the goal line. Working in there as well on the forecheck is Brody Waters. Rare place to see him there, and Sternberg will gather the puck in his own zone. Still boos going on from the Wildcat fans, but not too many. Centering pass, O'Hara's a little bit too in tight with Ouellette, and he doesn't even get a shot off there. It's broken up by Ouellette's stick. Sternberg back around on the right wing. Still booing going on by the referee the second he goes back into the O-zone of Northern Michigan. O'Hara back. Stopped dead by Ben Duran. Ben Duran on the boards there behind the goal line on the right wing. Wozni skating all the way in at the goal line. 4 players for the Falcons inside the dots, and they turn it over, and they got to get back on the defensive zone now. They do. Falcons are going to work for a change. Duran will head off. Martin will head on to play the right wing. Turning it over. Altrichter took it all the way down. He's got the puck. Wraps it over in front, and the Bowling Green defenseman is there to take it away. Actually, it's Quinn Emerson playing defense there, crashing in toward the blue paint. It was a good wraparound chance from Altrichter, but Stover was ready for it. Slipik takes it down the right wing, leaves it back, and again, Quinn Emerson is there to take the puck away. Great shift already for the junior. Pass up, right wing, Emerson taking it up, now a little bit through center, but leaves it back to Martin. Martin with a wrist shot, another shot in, and Ouellette knocks this one back to the glass. Norris to Emerson. Emerson with the shot in to keep it in the O-zone, but the Falcons go for a change instead of an offensive drive. And Northern Michigan will do the same. Aiden Hutchinson on the near side is going to get the puck, bumped by McKinley. Turned it back over to Sternberg. 2:40 left to play in the first period. 2-0 Bowling Green on top after Jaden Grant and Matvey Kabanov get goals. Emanen with a shot in, back around. Foe will be the first one there, out to Ozar. Back to Sternberg. Sternberg high shot in, a high sticking again there from Foe, but he didn't make contact with the puck, so it's not going to be called. Foe with the puck there, dumps it back down. Ozar is going to be the first there, and it's Larson playing defense on him. Centering pass. Foe was getting interfered with a little bit there, but not too much to call. Graydon Dahl with the puck now, back across. 2 minutes left to play in the first period. 2-0 Bowling Green. Ciccarello down. Dumps it, goes for a change on the forwards and the defenseman. Wholesale change there for the Falcons as Niedermeyer streaks into the O-zone for Bowling Green. Loops around, still looking for a pass. He calls for it in the neutral zone. He'll get it, chips it in, and played the puck at the center line, so it's not going to be an icing. Scardino avoids a hit out to the blue line. It's a little bit too short for Wozni. It's going to be picked up by Jesse Tucker. Tucker sporting a heck of a hockey flow with that mullet illustriously cascading down his shoulders that are flannel themed for Uper night here in the Barrie Events Center. 1:30 in the first period. Nicholas Ardenaz to Gavaderis. Gavaderis takes it up the right wing with Ardenaz. Good clear by Parker there to get it out to Kabanov on the near side. Turning it over to Slipik. Slipik to Kabanov. Kabanov is messed with by Bolduc, and it's kept in the O-zone for Northern Michigan. They go for a change, get new defenseman on the ice, taking it all the way in, crossing pass to Altrichter. Stover, what a great play to step out of the goal and force this puck away as the defensemen were a little bit late. Altrichter would have had a full shot on goal there if Stover didn't step out of the crease. Under a minute left to play in the first period. Bowling Green trying to hold on to a 2-0 lead and head into the first intermission with that same score. Ardenaz takes it all the way in, out to the right wing. Dumps it back down for a better stick handler to hold on to, and Dalton Norris is that better stick handler. Out to Emanen. Emanen turns it over, shot in by Ardenaz, gloved and held on to by Stover with 32 seconds left to play in the first period, and Bowling Green boasting a 2-score lead. 2 assists for Foe in the first period. Already tying the most points scored this weekend with Jackson Niedermeyer and Ethan Scardina. Scardina and Niedermeyer each with a goal and an assist yesterday, both with a hand in the final 2 goals. The game winner in overtime by Niedermeyer and the game tire in the third period by Ethan Scardina, the captain. Face-off won by Northern. They take a quick shot in. It's Argentina. But that one will fall into the netting, and it'll get a whistle and a stoppage. Argentina only his 14th shot on goal this season, but he's got a goal and an assist and a sub-100 shot percentage. Not a whole lot of production from him as well, but he hasn't played a lot of games. Only his 10th game played this season. A lot of trust being put in him against this pretty good Bowling Green team that sits at 4th in the CCHA as of today. Stay tuned for the Rick Crow first intermission report in 20 seconds that we're going to talk about around the CCHA and about what we've seen in this game as well. 10 seconds left to play in the first. Back into the O zone. It's going to be an icing against Northern Michigan. The Falcons will get one more good chance to get a goal. And still some boos coming from the Northern Michigan end as a missed call there results in a goal from the Falcons. Bowling Green had one called off earlier in the game by Brody Waters, a high sticking as he directed that one in. So they beat Ouellette 3 times today, only 2 times legally, and the second time that they've beat them legally probably should have been a penalty called in the defensive end, but there was no call. Broken stick for Billy Renfrew. He'll skate to the bench. Freshman out of Fairbanks, Alaska. Played for Penticton in the British Columbia Hockey League. 24 games played this season, 25th today, 5'11", 183. Not the biggest centerman, actually the smallest centerman that Northern Michigan has, and most of them are pretty small, all about the 5'11 mark, and just under 200 pounds. This shot in, deflected in front, out to center. Sternberg will knock it in with time expiring, and the first period will come to a close with a 2-0 Bowling Green lead over the Northern Michigan Wildcats. Already reached their regulation scoring from last night, and they've done it in only one period of play. Hot in the first period continues for Bowling Green. We'll unpack it in a few moments in our Rick Crow First Intermission Report. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
WBGU-FM is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Tune in daily for local programming that includes the morning show, oldies, indie rock, children's music, folk, jazz, world music, and so much more. WBGU is the return to radio freedom. Give us a listen on 88.1 FM or online at bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. 88.1 FM WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
On October 4th, 2024, BGSU volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Hi, I'm Laura Mahoney from BGSU Women's Soccer Team, and my Falcon 4 favorite summer activities are going to the pool with my friends and spending time with them, cookouts because I get to spend time with my family, tanning because it's relaxing and it's out in the sun, and getting ice cream because everybody loves ice cream.
Return to Radio Freedom with 88.1 FM WBGU. Northwest Ohio's community radio station offers local programming from the morning show to eclectic music shows from a variety of genres and local sports coverage. So keep it locked in right here on 88.1 FM or stream us live 24/7 on bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. 88.1 FM WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Broadcasting from the Michael and Sarah Killeen Center on the campus of Bowling Green State University, this is WBGU 88.1 FM, your source for local news, music, and sports. Return to Radio Freedom with Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Available locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online on bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. WBGU Bowling Green, Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Be a part of the Return to Radio Freedom on WBGU FM. Our non-commercial programming efforts rely on the support of our local community. WBGU offers sponsorship opportunities in the form of underwriting. Underwriting is an effective method of gaining exposure for your business in Northwest Ohio and helps us continue producing local content. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. WBGU 88.1 FM is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. As a non-commercial radio station, our programming efforts are supported by underwriting sponsorships from local businesses. Underwriting is an effective method of gaining exposure for your business in Northwest Ohio and helps us continue producing local content. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
Hello, I'm Mads Christensen for BGSU men's soccer team, and this is my Falcon 4 favorite ice cream toppings. The first one, vanilla, because it's a classic. The second one, strawberry, and guess what? It's also a classic. Love that. And cookies and cream, because it's delicious. And the final one, banana.
The Rick Crow First Intermission Report, longtime BGSU hockey fan and sponsor of our travel this season with BGSU Hockey and our broadcast on WBGU 88.1 FM. Bowling Green with a 2-0 lead over Northern Michigan through one period of play. 20 minutes expired and a pretty dominant first period from Bowling Green. Could have very well been 3-0 as the first goal that was taken away was a high sticking against Brody Waters, but a good shot in on the power play by Bowling Green. Ryan O'Hara through the center, high shot, knocked down by Waters. They reviewed it and they took it away. But later on in that same power play, Jaden Grant from the goal line wrapped it around and put a shot on Ryan Ouellette that squeaked through on his glove side, the left side of his body, and beat him for the first time in this game on the power play. Gave Bowling Green a 1-0 lead on the assist by Brett Foe, his first of the game, and he had a second of the game on the Matvey Kabanoff return to the Barry Events Center goal, and this one on an ice where he scored a couple of goals last year as well, but he did it against Northern Michigan today. And the 14:33 mark in that first period, Brett Foe assisted on that one. His second assist of the game, and what is his 8th and 9th assists of the season, and his 12th and 13th points of the season as well. Didn't play yesterday, playing today, and he's really taken advantage of it. Seth Fighton also had another goal, another assist in this as well, his 3rd assist of the season. Kabanoff, again, his 2nd goal of the season. Jaden Grant's 4th goal of the season as well. That's the scoring in the first period, and we've seen some great things from Bowling Green. If you listen to the pre-game of today's game, which for the Falcon Media Sports Network will always occur 15 minutes before game time. Today it was at 5:45. I mentioned how Ryan Ouellette was fantastic yesterday at making saves and holding on to them, not allowing rebounds to Bowling Green. So what did Bowling Green have to do? Well, they didn't find a lot of success in that area. What do? You stop hoping for rebounds, and you start taking shots that you expect to go in. Both shots that they scored on today were not tip-in goals. Matvey Kabanoff just made a good move and beat Ryan Ouellette from a little bit in front, made a good move to the inside, back to the outside, and the righty took a shot and beat him. And then Jaden Grant, another one that was a shot that he wasn't taking for the rebound. He was taking the shot to take the shot, and it ended up falling past Ryan Ouellette. Bowling Green's found success with that strategy, and they should later in this game as well. It puts a lot of pressure and a lot of highlight on Ryan O'Hara that likes to take those shots. Ben Duran that does the same. Max Martin and Quinn Emerson take those shots as well. Kabanoff does that a little bit. Eamon takes some on the power play, and Niedermeyer, as we saw yesterday, has a pretty good wrist shot as well. Ben Duran's one that I'm really going to look for in this game. He's my selection for the pick the stick, but he has yet to score a point. Nobody from the Falcon Media Sports Network has scored a point in today with any points from any of the guys. Max Martin, Ryan O'Hara, Billy Eamon, and Quinn Emerson and Ben Duran, none of them have scored points thus far for any of us in the Falcon Media Sports Network. What do we want to see from Bowling Green going into the second period? Well, there's not a whole lot that you would like to improve on. The defensive play, especially in front of the blue paint, has been stifling. They've held onto the puck, is stifling them out of the time as well. Their shots have been very good and very condensed in at around the slot area. Even just looking at the shot chart now, most of them are inside of the face-off dots, with more inside of the face-off dots than outside of the face-off dots. They've allowed only 3 shots on goal to Northern Michigan, the same as they did in yesterday's match as well, and they've pretty much played nearly perfect hockey thus far, except for a couple of penalties that they've taken. Well, they haven't taken a penalty yet, but they had an early one against Brody Waters that took a goal off the board, and a stupid play to get his stick up that high, and then also a one from Eric Parker that should have been called and didn't, and it should have been a tripping in 2 minutes for that, and taking a goal off the board. So very well could be a 1-0 game, but it's a 2-0 game. Bowling Green's luck really spelled positive for them in this first period, and they lead 2-0 over Northern Michigan through one period of play. 6 minutes left to play in our intermission, our Rick Crow first intermission report. We'll talk about around the CCHA for a second. As we mentioned, 2-0 Bowling Green, Northern Michigan. That's the only game going on in this game so far up here in Marquette, because the other games are being played in Minnesota or South Dakota. Ferris State at Bemidji State starts at 7. Same for Minnesota State at St. Thomas, and Lake Superior State at Augustana. We'll talk about what happened yesterday in the realm of the CCHA. Bowling Green won in overtime, obviously. Ferris State with a 5-1 win over Bemidji State. Jacob Badal, Travis Shouty, Cole Birch, Jack Silich, and Travis Shouty again with his second goal of the night, unassisted on the empty net. 2 goals, and the first, 1 in the second and 2 in the third for Ferris State. Eric Martin, the only goal from Bemidji State, who is really falling apart as it comes later and later in this 2024-25 campaign. St. Thomas completed a win over number 19 Minnesota State, who are number 19 in RPI, only 2 ahead of Augustana, who's 21 in RPI. 3-2 win with a game winner by Cooper Gay, the game tire by Cage Sturzer, all in the third period. 4 goals scored in the third period of that game. Evan Murr, the only goal scored outside of that in the first, and Jake Brasini, Cage Sturzer, Cooper Gay for St. Thomas in the third, and the second power play goal of the night for Evan Murr in the third, the only 2 for Minnesota State. Regulation win for St. Thomas. Lake Superior State took a loss against Augustana. Augustana, if they win today, is going to make a big bid at that first place in the CCHA. They had 6 goals in yesterday's game. Luke Mobley, Simon Falk, Colton Friesen, Easton Young, Tyler Hennon, and Peyton Matsui. I don't know about all the points. I'm not going to count it up right now on the College Hockey Now web app. But 3 goals scored by Lake Superior State. Certainly not too shabby, but they gave up 6. Jacob Conrad and Luke Lewandowski scored goals, and Nate Schweitzer as well, all of them in the first period. They led 3-2 after the first, and then 4 goals in a row, 2 in the second, 2 in the third for Augustana, as they take a 6-3 win over Lake Superior State. So that's how yesterday's games went. The same matchups will go on today, but Bowling Green has the only game played as of the last couple of minutes, and we'll return to it for the middle 20 minutes of action here in the Barrie Event Center. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Underwriting sponsorships on Northwest Ohio's community radio station are now available. Get your business's information out to the local community and show your support for 88.1 FM WBGU. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorships at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. Thanks for your continued support of everything we do here at WBGU 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
My name is Anthony Hernandez. I'm on the BG men's soccer team. My 4 dream opponents, I would say, is Messi. I've been watching him since I've grown up, and I've enjoyed watching him play. The other one would be Sergio Busquets. He makes the game very easy. And my third one, I would say De Bruyne. I love his passes. He makes it look so easy with the through balls. And my last one, I would probably say Mbappe. I mean, he's just so fast and not easy to catch.
For over 70 years, WBGU 88.1 FM has provided local news, sports, and entertainment to Northwest Ohio. As a non-commercial radio station, WBGU relies on the generous contributions of local businesses in the form of underwriting. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. Thanks for your continued support of everything we do here at WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Hi, my name's Emma Stransky. I'm a winger for BGSU women's soccer. My 4 favorite animals are ferret, because I have 2 and they're the cutest things ever. Falcon, because we're BG. Fox, because Chris Fox, our coach. And then a flamingo, because I think that they're pretty.
BG Falcon Media is an organization encompassing student media organizations at Bowling Green State University. BG24 is the video component of Falcon Media that creates a weekly live newscast every Tuesday. All videos and live streams can be found on the BG Falcon Media YouTube and website, or BG24's Twitter. BG Falcon Media, empowering students with creative freedom by exploring technologies and focusing on audience engagement and service to our communities.
Welcome back into the Barry Events Center. You just heard the Rick Crow first intermission report, longtime BGSU hockey fan and listener of WBGU 88.1 FM. Bowling Green and Northern Michigan back onto the ice now in the Barry, and Bowling Green sports a 2-0 lead over Northern Michigan. Pretty similar first period to what we saw yesterday, except for the scoring. Bowling Green did not score in the first period yesterday, but led in shots on goal 18-3. It's 12-3 in that department today for Bowling Green, and they've been even better converting those 2 goals. Jaden Grant won on the power play, assisted by Seth Fighton, or Brett Foe, I should say, and then Seth Fighton and Brett Foe got the apples on the second goal scored by Matvey Kabanoff in his return to Northern Michigan. He spent a whole year up in Marquette last year. Not a lot of recognition between him and the faces still on this team for Northern Michigan. A ton of freshmen, a ton of transfers as well. But nevertheless, Matvey Kabanoff, familiar. He's pushed down to the ice now. Niedermeyer takes it all the way in. His shot just high of the goal. That was closer than Ouellette thought, I believe. Taking it all the way in is Bolduc. Bolduc is quite fast. He beat 3 Bowling Green players back to that puck. He was really moving. What a skater. Medrick Bolduc, the freshman out of El Paso in the NAHL. Glove dropped. Matvey Kabanoff looking for a shot there. Bolduc turns it back over in the D zone to Altrichter. He leaves it back for Tynan Ewert. Ewert up, back to Bolduc, back to Slipik. Slipik is bumped up there by the Falcons, tries to get it outside of the zone. Kabanoff looking in and forces it free to Dalton Norris. Norris up the left wing now, looking for a pass, flips it up lightly, and this one will be dumped in as Bowling Green will go for a change now. Bowling Green striking left to right across your radio dial, still wearing their orange sweaters with the orange buckets, mitts, socks, and the brown shorts, whereas Northern Michigan wearing their pretty cool Uper flannel-themed uniforms with the flannel shoulders and waistline. And the green buckets, green mitts, green shorts, and the flannel socks as well. Pretty cool look, auctioning off some of those jerseys today. Wish Bowling Green would do a couple of jerseys like that. It'd be pretty cool. Out to the blue line, Stjernberg into McKinley. McKinley a shot wide left of Ouellette. Working in now is Emanen. Emanen out to Stjernberg. Stjernberg another shot in, tipped in front by Waters, but he was pretty far away from the blue paint there. Would have been a lot to ask for. Ouellette with good reaction there to stop that one down. Duran in to Stjernberg. Stjernberg back to Duran. Duran will put it back out to the blue line of Waters. Waters back to Sternberg. Sternberg into O'Hara. O'Hara back to Sternberg. Fakes a slap shot out to the left wing, and McKinley. McKinley takes it off of his feet. Back out to Ben Duran. Duran wrapping it all the way down. Wrist shot, crossing pass now, and into McKinley. McKinley lays out to try and poke it away from the defender, but he can't do it, and they'll have to take it outside of the zone. Zach Michaelis giving the forecheck to Bowling Green. Pass up, 2-on-2. Leaving it back, Grant with the assist. Another slap shot, saved by Ouellette. What a left hand from Ryan Ouellette to save Jaden Grant's second goal of the game. That one was on a platter, and the cage was put right on by Ryan Ouellette very quickly. What a save by the senior goaltender out of Colorado Springs. Man, that could have been second goal of the game from Jaden Grant so easily, and he knew it too. Beautiful pass from the left to the right. Grant left it back to Martin. Martin distributed it across to the right wing of Grant, and what a slap shot from the lefty. And what an even better save by Ouellette. Couldn't glove it or stop the play, but got it away, and then it was eventually stopped a few moments later. Colby Brown takes it into the zone for Northern Michigan. Left winger freshman out of Evergreen, Colorado. A couple of Coloradans, I believe they're called, on this Northern Michigan team. Brown being one of them, Ouellette another. Brown bumped up again. Wozni takes the puck away down the left wing. Looking for a pass from his D zone. It's lead all the way up to Ozar, but it's pretty clean to Rasmus Larson. Larson goes, and there's a offsides now as Eamon touched the puck after the warning by the referee. 16:47 left to play in the second. Still 2-0. Bowling Green on top. Jaden Grant, Matvey Kabanov, the 2 goals. Grant's fourth, Kabanov's second of the season. Grant's first power play goal as well this season. Foe's 12th and 13th assists this season. And Seth Fighton's third assist as well. If I'm not mistaken, that's one of the leaders for Brett Foe in assists. I'm sorry, his 12th and 13th points, his 8th and his 9th assist. That is also one of the leaders in the team. Foe takes this puck, moves it over to the inside. Scardina's there. Foe's pushed down to the ice. He's dropped again away from the puck. Maybe could have been a call there, but it might have been a little bit cheap. Now that I look over the sheet, he is officially second on the team in assists. Brett Foe is, and not as many games played as you would imagine from such a good player. Scardina with the puck. Back out to the blue line. Into Norris. Norris with a shot in, deflected in front. Back out to the goal line. Knocked away by Ouellette. Out to the left wing point to Passanen in the right wing point. Now to the point. Scardino with the puck. His shot is blocked by Aiden Hutchison, taking it all the way in, chips it up in the air, tries to knock it back down, but he's hooked there by the Northern Michigan player. Out to Passanen at the blue line. Duran looking in as well. I'm sorry, Foe looking in as well. Passanen drags it to the inside, out to Foe. Foe looking for a shot at the goal line, crosses it into O'Hara. O'Hara with a shot and puts it through the legs of Ryan Ouellette, and Ryan O'Hara takes the 8th goal of the season with 15:38 left to play in the second. Bowling Green sporting a hat-trick lead over Northern Michigan. Breaking a 3-game point streak, Foe at the goal line, crosses it into O'Hara, and O'Hara puts it between the legs of the defenseman Graydon Dahl and puts it between the legs of Ryan Ouellette as he was screened by Dahl. And that is Brett Foe's third assist. So an Apple hat-trick for Brett Foe. Ryan O'Hara takes a point, and he takes a goal, and that's going to be a point for Tyler Kavelitz, who leads in that department today. 4:22, the time of the goal. Sternberg with the puck in the defensive zone. It's back out to Jakub Altrichter. Altrichter takes it out to the blue line and turns it back over toward the center. He's got some open ice. Duran, good defense to force the puck away, and he clears it out to the blue line. Good pass between the legs to Ryan O'Hara, out to Brody Waters. Waters takes it out through the zone, discs it out to McKinley. McKinley moves it over to the inside, but nobody there to clean it up on the receiving end. Now Northern Michigan takes it up the right side. It's Altrichter. Deep pass up, pass across the lane to Tynan Ewert. Anthony Cleach has not been on the ice in quite a while. Duran takes it into the zone. Waters in there as well, but it's taken away by Wolfgang Gavaderis. Gavaderis up, out to the right wing. Now into Michaelis. Michaelis takes it away. And Sternberg takes it away from him. Norris up. Lead pass for Emerson, but he won't get there in time. Ardenez with the puck, the defenseman, back around to Michaelis. Michaelis on the left wing now, into center to Jesse Tucker. Up in the air, the centerman still chasing it, and the other centerman, Jaden Grant, will grab it. Back into the zone. Emerson back skating, now turns it over to force skating. Shot by Martin and is saved by Northern Michigan's Ryan Ouellette. Passanen dumps it back down. Grant pulls to the ice, and he's going to get a penalty there. It's still Northern Michigan. Ouellette's going to skate off. Bowling Green's going to head on a delayed penalty. Shot in by Brown, and it'll be finally touched by Bowling Green, and we're going to get a penalty. The goaltender is also going to be pulled as Ouellette's going to stay off, and it's going to be Julian Molinaro that's going to get his first game played of the season as he skates out on this power play. It's going to be an interference call against Bowling Green's Jaden Grant. So Grant with a goal in this game pulls Gavaderis down to the ice, and that is a easy call. So Bowling Green will go on a 5-on-4 penalty kill with a new goaltender in the net in Julian Molinaro. Keep remembering not to say Ouellette. Ouellette frustrated with himself, standing there on the bench of Northern Michigan. Pretty roomy benches here in the Barry Events Center. Ewert dumps it in. Cleach with a shot. That's his first shift of this period. 13:50 left to play in the second. Out to the right wing. Altrichter takes a step in. Down to the goal line. Wrap across. Stover rejects it. Into the middle again. Slipik is there. Still trying to force it through. And Stover finally covers it up. And we're going to get a stoppage and a face-off. What a stop. Some pushing at the end of this play. Medrick Bolduc got into it there with a couple of Bowling Green players. Both teams will get a change. Ryan O'Hara's goal before was assisted by Brett Foe and also Tommy Passanen. All three of Foe's assists have been on direct leaders. It's been the first assist that Foe has got, and Passanen also has 2 points in this series with his goal yesterday, now in his assist today. That's Passanen's second assist of the season and third point of the season for a guy that came into this series with only 1 point and an assist. This shot in over, clears out wide of the bench. Emanen on the forecheck, fakes around, guesses the right side, but it's long. Cleach gets it away and back down to Tynan Ewert. Ewert behind the goaltender, Molinaro. Molinaro, a freshman out of Toronto, Ontario. They love their hockey all the way up there. Played for Calgary in the AJHL. And it's iced back down by Bowling Green. Molinaro plays the puck. Got a nice stripy helmet there in between the pipes. The stripes going down across the crown of the hat and down toward the ears as well of the mask. Yellow and green stripes. Altrichter takes it into the zone. Good stick work and good skating. Back out to the blue line. Cleach there into Ewert. Ewert at the point, switches sides with Cleach. Back to Altrichter on the right wing. They move their power play through him. Now a shot from Cleach, and it's blocked by Stover. With the kicker, back to Ewert. Across to the right wing at the blue line. 12:40 left to play in the second period. 40 seconds left to play on the power play. Ewert switches sides down to the goal line. Still stretching in. Bodies in front. The puck is there too. But we're going to get a penalty, I think, against Northern Michigan. And we're going to get a whistle and no goal for Northern Michigan. The Nicholas Bradshaw, the referee, had his hand in the air. I wonder if that was to signal that the play was stopped or that somebody was going to go to the bench. Or to go to the box, I should say. And it's going to be another Falcon. It's going to be Ethan Scardina that's going to head into the box with Jaden Grant. So a great opportunity for Northern Michigan now. We'll see what Grant did here in the pile. Or Scardina. Oh, Scardina gave a check. That wasn't really a whole lot to Tynan Ewert, but it might be a make-up call for a no call against Eric Parker that resulted in a goal earlier. So Bowling Green's at a 5-on-3 now for the next 30 seconds, and then for a minute and a half after that, they'll have another 5-on-4. Back-to-back penalty kills. Ewert can't hold the puck inside the zone, so wasting more time in the 5-on-3. Bowling Green's got a strong penalty kill, but 5-on-3 is a lot to take care of. Altrichter out to Slipik on the right wing. Altrichter's been out here for all minute and a half of this power play. Into Ewert. Ewert back out to the point. Now back to Altrichter. Switching sides. Shot and a save by Stover on that shot from Tanner Latch. That's his first shot in this game, playing on a line with Jesse Tucker and Brennan Poshak, who's been the lowest playing line. And now it's back out to 5-on-4. Bowling Green, for the next 20 seconds, will have to kill this one off as well. Stover with the puck. Ices it himself all the way back down off of the glass. It'll be played by Aiden Hutchinson to stop the, I guess the clock wouldn't have stopped on power play anyway, but he stops the puck before it crosses the goal line. Ardenaz with the puck now in his own zone, taking a second and settling it down. New line out there, as for 2 straight minutes it was the same line of forwards for Northern Michigan. Back out to Ardenaz. Ardenaz with nobody across the blue line, so he has to force it back down to the goal line. Now back to Ardenaz. Shot in front, and a glove saved by Stover as Billy Renfrew is forced down to the ice. Scardina still sitting in the box for the next 50 seconds. A minute, 11:20 left to play in the second period, and Bowling Green leads 3-0, killing off a minute and a half of 5-on-4, 30 seconds of 5-on-3, and now is going to have to kill off a minute and a half of more 5-on-4. It's going to bring us probably to our media timeout roundabouts once this is all said and done. Renfrew in the wheel with Jaden Grant. Freshly came out of the box after his interference penalty against Jakob Altrichter. Back out to Ardenaz at the blue line on the left wing. Back out to the right wing at Gavaderis. Gavaderis back to Ardenaz. Now they'll switch sides at the blue line. Back in, shot across in front and knocked away by the Bowling Green player. That's Stjernberg in there. That should get a block for that one. Another shot in, saved by Stover. It's cleared up. Dalton Norris ices it all the way back around. Quinn Emerson will go for an easy forecheck there as Ardenaz will hold on to the puck. Good forecheck. Ardenaz blows it, but wraps the stick back around his body. 20 seconds left to play in the power play for Bowling Green. They got 3 men back, 2 men on the forecheck, and now will finally ice it back up into the bench of the Falcons, or the half wall at the bench of the Falcons, I should say. O'Hara back around. 10 seconds left in the penalty kill for Bowling Green before Scardina comes out of the box. He's standing up. 10:35 left to play in the second. 3, 2, 1, and now the door will open for Ethan Scardina, who skates directly to the bench. But the puck clears into the bench before Scardina can get there. We'll get a whistle. The Falcons will get a new set of guys on the ice. 4 shots on goal in this period for Bowling Green. But Northern Michigan has had 11, and all 11 coming on that power, or most of the 11, I should say, coming on that power play that they failed to convert on. Minute and a half of 5-on-4, half a minute of 5-on-3, and then a minute and a half of 5-on-4. None of them have converted to a 143 power play scoring unit in Northern Michigan. And Bowling Green still leads 3-0 as Stover is up to 15 saves, no goals allowed. Molinaro's got his first save of the game during that power play. Don't know when he got that, but 12 saves for Ryan Ouellette and 3 goals allowed for an .800 save percentage. Not the best day for the senior. Ethan Barwick, the other goaltender for Northern Michigan that is dressed today. Pass across. Parker with a shot, saved by Molinaro, who stepped out of the goal for that one. Backpedaling back into the goal. Bowling Green's going to really try and test him now and see what he's made of, as this is his first appearance so far this season and in college hockey at all. Michaelis takes it down the right wing. Staying onside is Argentina. A little bit late to jump there into the zone, and Michaelis has to turn it back over to Bowling Green. O'Hara's there to play the puck. So are a couple more Falcons. Parker forces Ciccarello down to the ice. Cross-check there by Brown to force the puck away from Bowling Green. Ciccarello down there behind the goal line again. Pass out to Brown. Brown, a shot blocked by Passanen. Out to the blue line again on the ricochet. Down in front. Oh, across the blue paint as that one was knocked down by Ewert. Ewert out. Broke his stick on this one, and it's going to be a breakaway for Bowling Green. Ewert grabs his stick. Waters flips it into the zone. Bowling Green will not go for offense. They'll go for a change. 9:10 left to play in the second period. 3-0 Bowling Green on top. McKinley battling for it on the near side boards with Brown. Down back into the zone. Cleach back out to Bolduc. Bolduc chips it into the Falcon bench, and we're going to get a face-off in the neutral zone with 9 minutes left to play in the second period. So we'll head to our media timeout in the middle frame. You're listening to BGSU Hockey, leading 3-0 over Northern Michigan on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Wake up every weekday with WBGU and The Morning Show. The Morning Show is a community resource for weekly events, news, sports, weather, interviews with community officials and organizations, birthday and anniversary announcements, and more. The Morning Show broadcasts live, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Listen live every weekday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online at bgfalconmedia.com. This is Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds for access to special content, program and DJ information, and so much more. Return to radio freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM and online social media profiles. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
28th game played this year for Northern Michigan, 26 of them being played by Ryan Ouellette, who will exit this game healthily. 6 other of those games played this season were played by the redshirt freshman Ethan Barwick, been on the team for his first year as a transfer from Lindenwood. He's got 6 games played, sub-900 save percentage, and 4.3 goals allowed per game. But we're going to see Julian Molinaro between the pipes probably for the rest of this game for Northern Michigan, as Ouellette gave up 3 goals to the Falcons unanswered. And Molinaro's already got 2 saves and 0 goals allowed. So he's perfect so far. The Falcons chase this one back down into the zone. Medrick Bolduc can really skate. He got back down there faster than Bowling Green, that had a pretty long way ahead of him. He can really move down there. Altrichter trips up the Falcon. That should have been a penalty against Jakob Altrichter. Now into center. Bowling Green with a breakaway. Kabanoff in. Backhand to Wozni. Wozni back out behind the goal. Wraps it out in front. Kabanoff was there again, and I don't know how Molinaro saved that one. Shot wide left of the goal, and Kabanoff looking for his second goal. Great chances by Grant and Kabanoff, who both have goals in this game. The other by Ryan O'Hara, his 8th goal of the season. Northern Michigan with the puck in their zone. They've been possessing a lot more lately than Bowling Green, and a shot, a tip in front, and a score by Northern Michigan. I think that was Rasmus Larsson, if I'm not mistaken. And it is Rasmus Larsson, the second goal of this weekend. And the second goal of his career with Northern Michigan as well. Looks like Jesse Tucker's probably going to get the assist there as well. I don't have the live stats updated thus far. Down up into the ice. So Stover's beat for the first time in this game after recording 18 straight saves without a goal allowed. Sternberg wears a bump. Out to center, Michaelis down the right wing. 3-1, Bowling Green still on top, but a most recent goal scored by Rasmus Larsson from Northern Michigan, the second of his career, the second point, and the second goal of the season. Still no word on the assist. Ozar takes it in, leaves it back. Latch clears it outside of the slot. It's back down to Ozar. 11:52, the time of the goal. Graydon Slipik, the assist on that. Only one assist for the even strength goal. That's his first point of the weekend, and Graydon Slipik's 7th assist of the season. .7:14 left to play in the second period. 11:52, the time of that goal scored. He worked it down to the goal line. Another shot in. Slipik put it off of the goaltender, Christian Stover. Screwed down in front. Actually, they put the wrong clip up there on the screen. But it was a shot in from the left wing, a wrist shot. Beat Stover on the stick side, which is the right hand for Christian Stover. Emerson wears a hit. Gets it away. Good check there by Colby Brown. Back out to Parker behind the goal line. Parker to Grant. Grant outside of the zone, and Foe. Foe takes it up Down the left wing. He's the lead Falcon in the zone. Passes it across to Emerson, but it's a little bit long for him. Down into Colby Brown. Colby Brown in front of his own bench, working with Passanen. Out to Parker. Parker on the left wing. Odd shift with Passanen out there as well, but Passanen will now head off. Parker will stay on and play with Gustav Sternberg. Another shot in, saved by Molinaro. That's his third save of the game. Still no goals allowed. Bowling Green scores 3 goals straight. Jaden Grant, Matvey Kabanoff, and Ryan O'Hara. Ryan O'Hara's in the second. Kabanoff and Grant's in the first. And Rasmus Larson is also in the second. Assisted by Graydon Slippick. The first point for him this weekend. Second point of the weekend for Rasmus Larson. Out to Sternberg. Sternberg with the puck now. Slap shot around the horseshoe. Molinaro will step out to try and stop it, but it'll be gloved and dropped by McKinley on the very other side of the ice. Works it into Duran. Duran looking for a backhand pass out to Waters, who's standing in the blue paint. Probably would have been waved off if he got a goal in there, though. He was interfering with the goalie a little bit. Out, Bowling Green turns it over through center. Northern Michigan, a lot of the time when they turn over the puck in their own zone, trying to skate it out instead of passing it out. Whereas Bowling Green, on the other hand, passes it out quite effectively, and that's why they don't turn the puck over in their defensive end almost ever. It's one of their strongest portions of the game. Gavadaris drops Kabanoff down off the glass and out to center. Passanen opens it back in, blocked by Gavadaris out to center. Slippick takes it over the middle. Pass to the far side, now a shot, and Stover will glove save that one with 5:44 left to play in the second period, and Bowling Green sporting a 3-1 lead. Bowling Green men's basketball also going on right now, playing against Central Michigan. No broadcast, unfortunately, but the recap will be available on bgfalconmedia.com and bg_FMSN on Twitter. Losing right now 20-14 to Central Michigan, but a pretty decent game so far for scoring. Javante Campbell with 5, Trey Thomas with 4, Wilkins Jr. exact with 3, and Dejan Humphrey with 2. Jemai Felt and Marcus Johnson yet to score a point. Bowling Green clears this puck out from a side of the zone, out from around Stover as well, as that one was alarmingly close. Out to Passanen. Chasing it all the way in is Ciccarello. Ciccarello turns it back over to Aiden Hutchinson. Hutchinson pressed behind the goal by Bowling Green. Out to the blue line. Rasmus Larson, 2 goals in this one. Oh, tipped in front again and taken away by Scardina. That one was bouncing in there for a while. It could have been another goal by Rasmus Larson. 3-1, Bowling Green on top. 5:10 left to play in the second period. Out to central ice. Bowling Green down the left wing. A little bit of a rush here. Wozni with the shot in. Off the stick, high in the air, and dropped back down by the defenseman of Northern Michigan. Larson in there with Graydon Dahl. Back out to the blue line. Parker with the shot in. Score! Tipped in front by Bowling Green. They get another 4-1. Bowling Green on top. And I think it's going to be Eric Parker that's going to get credit for this one. I don't think Seth Fighton tipped it in front, although he was close. And Foe, yet again, was on the ice. Is he going to get the assist? It's Scardina out to Parker. We'll see if Foe got the puck to Scardina. So we might get the first Bowling Green goal without a Foe assist today. But Bowling Green takes a 4-1 lead with 5 minutes left to play in the second period. 15:05 is going to be the time of that goal. Eric Parker, his first goal of the season, 7th point of the season to go along with his 6 assists. Referees talking to the bench right now to see if they want to challenge anything, but nothing there, as he just wanted clarification on something. Fighton was in there in front as well. Thought he might have got a stick on it that was deflected in front, but it must have just been a really good long-range shot from Parker. And beat Molinaro for the first time in his career, and only 3 saves as well. Whistle blows. Bowling Green gets the stick on it. We'll see what the call is here in a second. Ethan Scardina, the only assist on the goal by Parker. And that's Ethan Scardina, his second point of the weekend as well. A goal and an assist. Oh, I'm sorry, his 3rd point. He had an assist yesterday as well, so a goal and 2 assists for Ethan Scardina. And we'll see what the call is here. There's boos from the Northern Michigan fans. They got to put somebody in the box still. Don't know what the call was, but it's going to be Matthew Argentina that's going to head off. I don't know that he was on the ice for that goal being scored. Renfrew back out as the centerman on this penalty kill now for Northern Michigan. Bowling Green could really put this game away if they score a goal here on this power play. They've already scored one, the first power play of the game on Jaden Grant. Dalton Norris with the puck now on the near side, out to O'Hara in the middle. O'Hara working in. Norris slap shot blocked by Gavaderis. Now in front again. Waters with a second try, and Molinaro shut it off. First penalty kill of the career for Julian Molinaro. Out to Norris, to O'Hara. Sternberg slap shot in front, cleared away by Northern Michigan. Down the ice, 4 minutes left to play in the second, and $1:20 left to play in the man advantage for Bowling Green. Onsides, Bowling Green is down the left wing. Looking in is Max Martin, turning it back around toward the blue line. Now at the left wing dot. Out to Norris. Norris to O'Hara in the middle. O'Hara slap shot and wide left by Sternberg. That one was wicked and looked to beat Molinaro as his reaction was late, but he missed the net. O'Hara takes it into the zone again, not taking any breaks. This Bowling Green team is on the power play. And to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer down to the goal line, shot in. Molinaro's there, gloves it, covers it up with 52 seconds left to play in the second and 3:33 left to play. 52 seconds left to play in the power play and 3:33 left to play in the second period. The penalty is probably assisted or given to the team with too many men on the ice, I'm assuming. Where's the penalty? They haven't posted what the penalty actually is, so I'm assuming it's a too many men on the ice right now, and Argentina is just serving it off. Faceoff will exit outside the zone for Bowling Green. 4-1, they lead. Over the most recent goal by Eric Parker, the first of his season. And the fourth of his career for the junior out of Calgary, Alberta. Northern Michigan now leading in shots on goal, 22-21. A lot of that coming from the back-to-back penalties Bowling Green took. 5-on-3 overlapping there for about 30 seconds. And 11 through those two power plays. Bowling Green looking to even that back out in this one. Taking it in down the left wing. Being held on to is Cleach. Back out to the blue line, McKinley. McKinley looking to distribute the puck out to the left wing, and Duran. Duran, wrist shot in front. Nobody there to clean up the rebound. Out to Foe. Foe on the right wing now. Duran down to the goal line, looking for a pass. It'll come back into Duran. Duran turns it back around, and out to the blue line again, kicked away by Northern Michigan. Out to Foe. Foe on the right wing. On the near side, looking for a pass. Out to McKinley. Down the left wing, into Foe. Foe crosses it, and a shot. Oh, off the post. Bowling Green was red iron away from the fifth goal of the game, and now it's back up to even strength. Argentina will chase this one down in Stover. Stover fakes and pushes the puck down to the far side. Matthew Argentina with the puck, centers it back to Colby Brown. Save kicked away by Bowling Green. Good defensive recovery there as they were going for a change. And Matthew Argentina was the only one in the O-zone for Northern Michigan, even counting Bowling Green players. 4-1 still Bowling Green on top. 2:20 left to play in the second period. Shots on goal tied up now. Colby Brown to the breakaway. Being pressured by Tommy Passanen. It's going to be a penalty against Passanen as he stopped a shot on goal from being scored by Brown, who rushed all the way in. And we're going to get only 10 seconds of even strength and the rest of this second period, assuming Bowling Green can kill it off. This will be the third penalty kill of the game for Bowling Green. It is going to be Passanen that's going to go to the box, the leading penalty taker for the Falcons. 11 penalties, 33 minutes after this is being served out. Ben Duran second with 10 penalties. Gustav Sternberg up there as well. And they're going to elect for a penalty shot to Colby Brown. So Colby Brown's going to take a one-on-one against Christian Stover in the penalty shot format. So we're not going to see a Bowling Green power play. We're going to see 2:10 of even strength after this one. This can make it look a lot better for Northern Michigan if they can fill it. Stover in the goal for Bowling Green. The last time Bowling Green saw a penalty shot was Brett Foes against St. Thomas that he filled in a shootout winner. Willie talking with the referees right now in his own bench. Colby Brown still waiting to get the call. Has yet to score a goal in his 14 games played this season. 1 assist to go along with it. Not known for his offense. The fourth line left winger, but hasn't played a whole lot this season, so that could be why the goal scored is like this. Bowling Green could really get away with one here if Stover can make a stop like he's made before. Colby Brown down the right wing. Stover outside of the blue paint. Working in. Brown shot. And what's the call? It's nothing. It's a save from Christian Stover. I couldn't tell whether it ricocheted off of the netting. We'll see the replay here. He took it down the right wing. Confusing shot there. We're down to Stover. His shot, it was off the post, but it didn't make a clank. Wow, what a unfortunate miss by Colby Brown. He beat Stover, but the post saved him. And it's still 4-1, Bowling Green on top. And we will not have a power play, so that's the negative of taking the penalty shot instead. But I assume the logic by Shayak, the head coach for Northern Michigan, is that you have a chance to bring it to a 2-score game without wasting any time, whereas if it was a power play, you could possibly waste 1.5, 2 minutes trying to get a goal out, and even if you do, it's less time that you have to score a goal. Now a little bit of a breakaway here for Seth Fighton, but he's quickly gobbled up by Gavadaris. Gavadaris behind. Seth Fighton's there as well. He presses up with Slipik working in there as well. Minute 50 left to play. Sternberg near side. Deflection in. Grant and Fighton were down there in front to try and deflect it. Grant behind the goal, looking to distribute. Wraps it around. Molinaro shuts it off, but Grant, I don't know what the call is. They haven't called it yet. Grant is celebrating. Looks like he got it past Molinaro. See what the call is there. The referee looks confused, and it's going to be a goal, I believe, for Jaden Grant. It was waved off initially. But what's the call? Buddy Powers in the bench is livid. No, Northern Michigan's going like there's going to be a face-off to the left of Molinaro. Whistle blew. Bowling Green's arguing that it should be. We'll see if Willie uses a challenge here to reverse the goal. So it's not a goal on the ice. With 1:40 left to play in the second. That would be Grant's second of the game if he got it on the wraparound from behind the goalie. And we're going to get the previous play under further review. So Willie using the challenge here. Jaden Grant had the puck behind the goal of Northern Michigan, behind Julian Molinaro. He is a left-handed stick, so he took it around the left side and tried to wrap it in from behind and beat Molinaro. Molinaro was a little bit late to try and shut the goal off. I didn't see the puck in the back of the net. Our videographer, Henry Costco, probably has a real good view of it from his angle right behind the goal to see if the puck was actually held onto by Molinaro and stopped, and that's why the referee stopped play, because he couldn't see it. He did wave it off, so it does not count as a goal. If it's turned over, Jaden Grant's 5th goal of the season, his 2nd of the game. And I don't know who the assists are going to be. But he was playing there with Seth Fighton and another forward, so it was a mixed-up forward line there for Bowling Green. 1:40 left to play in the second period. 4-1 Bowling Green on top. If this is converted, it has pretty much put the game on ice. 5-1 Bowling Green lead is a lot to come back for from a low offensive Northern Michigan team. Take a quick look around the rest of the CCHA as the referees are still looking at this in the box. Bradshaw and Forrest. The Minnesota State Mavericks are on top of St. Thomas right now in Mendota Heights at the home of St. Thomas, 1-0. A goal scored by Luke Wilson, assisted by Evan Murr. That's Evan Murr's 3rd point of the weekend. 2 goals yesterday and 1 today, and the only 2 goals scored yesterday. Augustana on top of Lake Superior State, 1-0. Luke Mobley with a power play goal, his 2nd goal of the weekend, as he had one yesterday. Tyler Hennon and Nace Langus with the assist. Hennon's 2nd point, as he had a goal yesterday as well. And Ferris State on top of Bemidji State at Bemidji State, 1-0. They completed a win 5-1 over the Beavers yesterday. They lead 1-0 on a Caleb Ergang goal in the first period, assisted by Cole Birch and Caden Galt. The referee's still looking at this one, taking quite a while, so it is close and understandable that the referee may have missed the puck fully crossing the goal line. But if I had to imagine, it's going to be waved off with lack of evidence to overturn. So that goal that was called on that call on the ice was probably a really big one. If it was called a goal, probably wouldn't have enough to overturn it. If it was called the other way, it wouldn't have a good chance of overturning it as well. 22 shots on goal for both squads, Northern Michigan and Bowling Green. Bowling Green leads in total shots 42-27. However, they are 1 for 2 on their power plays. Northern Michigan is 0 for 2 on their 2 power plays. Both teams have taken 2 penalties, 1 team penalty for Northern Michigan as well. Bowling Green has 1 more face-off loss than Northern Michigan, and they have 8 less blocks than Northern Michigan as well, the same amount of penalty minutes. So we got the guys out of the box now with the call, and here it is from Nicholas Bradshaw. There is no goal because they didn't have sufficient evidence to prove that the puck fully crossed the line. So Jaden Grant did not get credit for the goal as he thought he did. It was certainly close, and it's going to be a face-off to the left of Molinaro with 1:40 left to play. So the wraparound here from the top. Grant thought he saw it immediately and started celebrating. The rest of both squads really didn't, but Grant was pretty livid that he got it. And Willie's still talking with the referee here. Here we'll get a good view at it. Grant wrapped it all the way. Oh, that was close. That was close right there. Molinaro caught it, but did it cross the red line? I'd have to zoom in and see if you can see the puck. You know what the other problem is? Jaden Grant is, I believe, uses black tape, and you might not have been able to see the difference between the puck and the stick. Out to Stjernberg. Stjernberg at the blue line. Where's the bump? Keeping it in is Scardina. Out to Martin. Down to the left wing now for Northern Michigan. 1.5 left to play in the second. Jesse Tucker looking for a pass. Turns it back around to the blue line. Now back down. Out to Michaelis. Michaelis loses it. Ozar with the puck now. Playing with Scardina and Max Martin. Martin wears a bump as he gets the puck away. Graydon Dahl to Jesse Tucker on the near side. Tucker wears a hit by Stjernberg. Goes for the body. Michaelis centering pass across. Stover is caught off guard a little bit as it was blocked by a Bowling Green player. Tip out to center. And Max Martin with a little bit of a breakaway here down the right wing. He's just wasting time and getting his guys a change as Altrichter knocks it away. Both forwards on the forecheck there for the Falcons going off. Scardina exiting off as well. 46 seconds left to play in the second period. Bowling Green takes it in through the center. Crossing pass. Another one for Ben Duran, and it is rejected by Molinaro and knocked down the right wing. 4-1 Bowling Green on top. 35 minutes left to play in the second period. 35 seconds, I should say. O'Hara lead pass up to Duran. Duran with the puck. He's pressed into the boards. Wanting a penalty is the Falcon bench as Duran's head was a little bit low there. Peeling it off the boards is O'Hara. Back down to the goal line at Waters. Waters behind. Cleach gets it away. Still on the right wing. O'Hara battling with Slipek now. 10 seconds left to play in the second period, and it looks like we're going to keep the same score. Emanen over. O'Hara with a slap shot. Kicked away Molinaro. It drops down off of the high glass, and that's how we're going to end the second period. Productive one for Bowling Green as they take 2 goals. Northern Michigan takes the first of the game, but they trail by 3, 4-1. Bowling Green through 40 minutes of play. We'll unpack it in the Marta Crow second intermission report soon. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Return to Radio Freedom with 88.1 FM WBGU. Northwest Ohio's community radio station offers local programming from the morning show to eclectic music shows from a variety of genres and local sports coverage. So, keep it locked in right here on 88.1 FM or stream us live 24/7 on bgfalconmedia.com. 88.1 FM, WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconmedia.com.
I'm Brock Horn. I'm a middle linebacker, 6-year senior, and these are my Falcon 4 people I go to after a game. So first, definitely would be my girlfriend, would be the first person I'd text. The second would be my parents, if they weren't at the game, which they probably were. Third would be my group chat with like my buddies from BG that have come and gone, so like Darren Anders, Brent Spees, James Miller, all guys who played here. And then my fourth would be my group chat with all the boys back home. So go Falcons.
Underwriting sponsorships on Northwest Ohio's community radio station are now available. Get your business's information out to the local community and show your support for 88.1 FM WBGU. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. Thanks for your continued support of everything we do here at WBGU 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Wake up every weekday with WBGU in the Morning Show. The Morning Show is a community resource for weekly events, news, sports, weather, interviews with community officials and organizations, birthday and anniversary announcements, and more. Listen live every weekday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Don't miss the morning show on WBGU FM every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. Join the morning show team weekday mornings to hear about local news, local weather report, Glott's Garden Report, Coaches Show with the coaches from BGSU and BGHS, and live newsmaker interviews. Listen live every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online at bgfalconmedia.com. You can be an essential part of the morning show's continued success on WBGU FM. The Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce offers businesses and organizations an opportunity to be an underwriter. Under the umbrella of the Chamber, you'll receive your mentions each month during either news and sports programming or feature segments. It's an affordable opportunity to be part of something unique in Wood County.
Welcome back to the Barry Event Center. The late Marta Crow, second intermission report, longtime BGSU hockey fan and listener of WBGU 88.1 FM. We're going to start with around Bowling Green because Bowling Green men's basketball is playing against Central Michigan right now, and it hasn't been a good start to the game. They're at halftime, 49-33. Central Michigan Chippewas lead Bowling Green right now. The leading scorer for the Falcons is Trey Thomas. He's 1 for 4 from 3 and 5 for 9 from the field, but he has a -12 rating, which is the best out of any of the starters for Bowling Green. Javante Campbell has 7 points. He's the next highest scorer. Wilkins Jr. exact has 5 points. He's played pretty well, 2 for 3 from the field and 1 for 2 from 3. Jemai Feltz got 4 and 2 rebounds. Marcus Johnson only has 2 points and 1 rebound. Dejon Humphrey has 3 points on 1 field goal and 1 free throw as well. Braylon Green has 2 rebounds, no assists, and the Falcons just really haven't been able to get a lot of offense going and have allowed a lot of offense for Central Michigan. Jarusavikius for Central Michigan, tough name there, and Vander Yacht each have 11 points. Vasco's got 9, Junkia has 7, Pritchard has 6, and Simpson has 2 for Central Michigan, with Hetty rounding it out with 3 at the very bottom as well. You know, Bowling Green also has 5 turnovers to 3 for Central Michigan. Only 3 assists to Central Michigan's 12. A free throw percentage of only 67%. Not a whole lot of good coming from Bowling Green today. The only thing they're leading in is turnovers, which is not the best thing to be leading in. And it's a Bowling Green team that struggled a little bit this season, but is trying to round into shape as best as possible. Lost a heartbreaker at home this last week against I forget who they play. Henry, who did men's basketball play? Who did men's basketball play this last week? You remember? Toledo. Oh, yeah, they lost to Toledo. That's right. I should remember the Battle of I-75. Lost to Toledo, unfortunate loss. Now lost to Central Michigan. I believe they have NIU next, but they need a next win so badly, and they need to mount a big comeback in this one. Bowling Green hockey, though, playing pretty well on top of Northern Michigan, 4-1. 2 goals for them scored in that period. The first one, 4 minutes, 22 seconds in, scored by Ryan O'Hara, his 8th of the season, assisted by Brett Foe, his 9th assist of the season and his 14th point of the season, and Tommy Passanen's 2nd assist of the season and 3rd point of the season as well. And then later on, 15-minute mark about, Eric Parker scored his 1st goal of the season, and Ethan Scardina with the assist, his 6th of the year as well. The only goal by Northern Michigan scored by Rasmus Larson on a little bit of an open net or open ice wrist shot from the left wing. It's a pretty good shot. He beat Stover for the only time in this game, assisted by Graydon Slippick, and that's how the goal scoring's been for Bowling Green. You know, they have continued their strengths of the first period while adding on to it, playing even better defense. You know, Northern Michigan seems to be taking steps forward in these second and third periods as well, and they did in this one, but Bowling Green matched up with them pretty well. They skated with them, held on to possession a little bit less than the first, but still quite a sizable amount of the time more, and ended up getting the goaltender Ryan Ouellette out of the net for Northern Michigan and put in Julian Molinaro, the next goaltender for the Wildcats. He had 9 saves and 1 goal allowed so far in this game. Bowling Green's going to probably try and pepper him as much as possible, as he is a freshman. He is inexperienced. This is his first appearance this season and in college hockey. He played for Calgary in the AJHL. He's from Toronto, and he's not the biggest guy in the world either, so Bowling Green's going to really try and pepper him. We'll see if we see Ethan Barwick, the other dressed goaltender for the Northern Michigan Wildcats so far. He's got 6 games played this year, but he's got averaging around 4 goals given up per game, so definitely not the guy that you really want in net. You want to let back out there, but he's just not playing well, and why risk him getting hurt? Bowling Green at 25 shots on goal to Northern Michigan's 24. Don't think that's an accurate number for Northern Michigan, but that's what they're giving them. And only 27 total shots. They have 24 shots on goal. That's a wild ratio for them. Bowling Green's more sensibly at 42 to 25, so they're at a little bit of a better ratio there. We also have had 2 Bowling Green goals called off for certain things. You know, Brody Waters earlier in the game tipped one down. It was a high sticking, so it shouldn't have counted as a goal. And then Jaden Grant had a wraparound a few moments ago looking for his 2nd power play goal of the night, and he failed to convert that 2nd power play, or the 2nd goal of the night as well, as he tried to wrap it around. Not enough video evidence to overturn the no-goal call on the ice, so the referees turned it back over. It was pretty close, but our videographer here today, Henry Costco, had a pretty good view of it from behind the goal and said he didn't see it go in at all, and we didn't see it on the replay as well. So we're going to assume that they made the right call there and not calling it a goal. Bowling Green tied in faceoffs 1, 18-18 as well. Have far less blocks than Northern Michigan, understandably, as Northern Michigan's the best blocking team in the CCHA, but they've allowed 4 goals so far in this game, and BG pretty much just has to hold on to this 3-goal lead in the 3rd period, all focused on defense, and maybe even put a couple of guys on the blue line at all time and make sure they're not giving up too much. They are leading 4-1 at the 2nd Marta Crow intermission report for the Falcon Media Sports Network. We'll move over into around the CCHA. No scores have changed since the last time I updated. That was at that review we had in earlier in this 3rd period. Ferris State leads 1-0 over Bemidji at Bemidji. Minnesota State leads 1-0 over St. Thomas in St. Thomas. And Lake Superior State trails Augustana in Augustana's home arena 1-0. That goal coming from Luke Mobley, his 2nd power play goal of the weekend. So nothing changed in the rest of the CCHA. Bowling Green looking to convert 3 points in the CCHA and 5 this weekend at the expense of the Northern Michigan Wildcats here in their home barn of the Barry Event Center. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
The morning show on WBGU FM is brought to you by the Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce. For more information, contact the morning show at bgchamber.net. Send them any program suggestions or information you might have. They are always looking for show ideas and guests. To have your birthday or anniversary announced, email or call the Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce at 419-353-7945.
On September 13th, BGSU men's soccer's Bennett Painter scored the game-winning goal against Northern Illinois, leading to the team getting nationally ranked. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer had the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
Gonna win that one initially. Head up again. Wins the second one, however. Back to lane, back to Painter. That one's blocked, gets it back. Painter! Bennett Painter paints another masterclass at Cochran Stadium.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Hi, I'm Taylor Green, and I'm a defender on the BGSU women's soccer team. And the 4 places that I want to visit are Greece, Italy, France, and Thailand, mainly just to see the different places and try different foods.
Complement your WBGU radio experience with additional content available online. Subscribe to our social media feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to receive information about special events, promotional activities, and the program schedule. Stay connected with WBGU wherever you go and return to Radio Freedom. 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Sydney Hernandez, and this is my Falcon 4 Essential Carries. For every day, I like to carry my chapstick, just to keep my lips moisturized. I like to have my phone to stay in contact with friends and family. If I'm at school, have to have my laptop for notes and all my assignments. And I also like to keep a little snack with me at all times, just in case I get hungry throughout the day. Go Falcons!
There's so much more WBGU content available online through our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to get the most up-to-date information about the program schedule, show hosts, and upcoming promotional events. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station. This is Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds for access to special content, program, and DJ information, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with the WBGU on 88.1 FM and online social media profiles. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green.
Back on the ice now, Bowling Green and Northern Michigan. The Mardi Gras Second Intermission Report, sponsored by Rick Crow, longtime BGSU hockey fan and listener of WBGU 88.1 FM, is the reason that Henry Costco and I are up here in Marquette, Michigan, at the home of Northern Michigan in the Barry Event Center. Face-off won by Bowling Green back in their zone as they lead 4-1 over the Northern Michigan Wildcats. One of their biggest differentials in quite a while, and is an impressive display from Bowling Green so far today. But here's a 2-1 breakout for Northern Michigan. Leaves it back. Cleach with a shot blocked by Bowling Green, and it goes up into the netting, and we'll get a stoppage of play with 20 seconds into the third. Good things that we've seen all game for Bowling Green, not shooting for rebounds. We've seen 4 goals for BG. Grant with a wraparound wrist shot from the goal line that didn't get deflected at all. Kabanoff with a breakaway, beautiful move, and went top shelf with in tight with Ouellette and beat him on a wrist shot, no tip in front. O'Hara with another one, that was a shot, no tip in front. And Eric Parker with a slap shot from the right wing, top of the wheel, and he filled it right through with no tip in front. So no shooting for rebounds for the Falcons today, and they found great success with that against Ouellette and once against Molinaro as well, who's got 10 saves, 1 goals allowed. And going against Christian Stover, who's got 23 saves and 1 goals allowed as well. Ouellette unfortunately operating the door now for Northern Michigan. Face off to the right of Stover, won by Northern Michigan. So it's back up to even, 19 wins apiece for both of these squads. Northern Michigan led yesterday in face-offs won, 31-28 over Bowling Green. A rare occurrence for the Falcons, who do so well in the wheels and with possession as well. Down to O'Hara. O'Hara forces the body away from the puck. Now in is Jesse Tucker. Tucker on the right wing. Out to Latch. Latch across. Breakaway here from Michaelis. Michaelis is shot, and it's saved by Stover. Stover's in there again, even with that pylon to the right of him. And now back out to Waters. Waters with the puck. He's got O'Hara out open, but he can't get the pass off as he was being bumped pretty heavily there by Brennan Poshak. Left wing, one of the few non-freshmen on this team with Jesse Tucker and Tanner Latch. Latch, a redshirt sophomore, been here for 3 years. The only player to be here for 3 years. This shot in. Stover clacks it off of his stick out to Grant. Jaden Grant with the opening goal in this game. The game tying as it stands right now. Matvey Kabanoff with the game winner as it stands right now, and the 1 goal allowed to Bowling Green. Northern Michigan with the puck back. BG playing 2 men back at all times, so the possession is going to be skewed toward Northern Michigan in this third period probably until they score a goal. And Bowling Green will have to get back on the offensive end. Altrichter back in the neutral zone. Got to go for a change. Bolduc skating along the blue line, trying to sneak past the Bowling Green defenders. It's up to center. Emanen gets his stick on the puck. And back down behind for Tommy Passenden. Bolduc there as well. Digging it out of the corner. Back out to the blue line. Northern Michigan dumps it back in. It's off the body of the Falcons. And Dahl has to chase it back in their own zone. Slipik is the first one there. Back out to the left wing at Rasmus Larson, who's got a goal in each game this weekend. Has the only goal for Northern Michigan today and had the first goal for Northern Michigan yesterday. Out to the blue line again. Dahl in. Down to Parker. Parker puts a hit on Bolduc. Bolduc back on Altrichter. Jakob Altrichter. Another shot in. This one high from Bolduc. Clears back around to the blue line and taken away by Bowling Green. 2-1 rush now. They're going to get a third in there in Kabanoff. Shot in. Saved. Rebound chance from Bowling Green. Low angle shot. And Molinaro shut it off. Centering pass. Nobody there at the blue line to keep it in. And Parker will have to chase it back down with Bowling Green. Even possession. 17 minutes left to play in the third period. Bowling Green up 4-1. Wozni to Scardina. Takes it past to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer on the left wing boards. And clears it out. A 3-on-2 rush now for Northern Michigan. Out to the near side. Ciccarello centering pass. Nobody there to clean it up. Stover's the only stick that gets on the puck. Kabanoff off the glass, out of the zone. They'll have to chase it down. It's not going to be an icing, and the Falcons will go for a change. Playing like it's a power play at all time now, as many teams do. This one chipped up in the air and fell on the blue paint. Stover had to shut that down, but it was a pretty odd play to see there. Duran's going to be the first one back into the zone. Looking back for a pass. Centers it. Shot. Saved by Molinaro. Now back across. Slap shot for Brody Waters from above the left wheel. That one didn't have a lot of heat on it. It's a rare slap shot from the sophomore. Back into Stjernberg. Stjernberg with the puck at the blue line. Looking in for a pass. Defended heavily by Ciccarello. Ciccarello lets the guy go past, centering pass again. Nobody there on the back end for Bowling Green. Dumps back in by Duran. Back to Waters. Waters into O'Hara. Wrist shot blocked. It's going to be another one out to Sternberg. Sternberg taking it in down the goal line. Good move by Sternberg. Backhand and missed the goal. Left into the stick hand of Molinaro. O'Hara forced down to the ice. Grant back up to the blue line. Bowling Green with offensive strength as of the last couple seconds. Sternberg slap shot. Missed the goal entirely. That one ended up in Lake Superior. Jaden Grant with the puck on the left wing. Shot in again, looking for his second, and it's knocked down to the far glass by Tanner Latch. Another look in from Brett Foe. In front again, slap shot up to Grant, and this one will come to the near side. Bowling Green still with the puck with 15:15 left to play in the third period. Down the right wing, over into the center. Quinn Emerson's there. Slap off the stick, and Tanner Latch will hold on to the puck. Emerson turns it back over. Northern Michigan is gassed right now. They can't get a change. Grant still out there, and Altrichter will take it away. Turn it back around. Open ice. And he's doing a little bit too much with the puck there. Finally gets open and lets his guys go for some. Out to Ewert. Ewert out down the ice. It could be an icing, and it is going to be an icing against Northern Michigan. It'll come back in the Falcon zone with under 15 left to play in the third. 4-1, Bowling Green leads. And as we mentioned in the second intermission report, the Mardi Gras intermission report, 49-33. Central Michigan leads Bowling Green in men's basketball by 16. It's the largest lead of the game for Central Michigan. They got it at half, and Bowling Green has their work cut out for them if Todd Simon wants to take a much-needed win against Central. The season looks pretty difficult from here on out if you don't take this game, if you're Bowling Green men's basketball. Face-off won by Northern Michigan with 5 minutes expired in the period. Down, Bowling Green will hold possession. Ben Wozni with Eamon and McKinley chasing behind him. Slow forecheck for Altrichter. Pass all the way up, ringed all the way back around, and it'll be an icing against Bowling Green as Ardenez couldn't get the stick on it in time, enough for the Bowling Green benefit. 62 total shots, 31 shots on goal, half being converted to the net for Bowling Green. Not a terrible ratio. Pretty common for them. Sternberg has the most shots and the second most shots on goal. 10 shots, 4 shots on goal. The leader is Ben Duran with 6 shots and 5 shots on goal. He doesn't miss the goal when he shoots them. He's about that ratio almost all the time. Altrichter wins the faceoff with Eamon. Eamon working in there as well with Wozni and Bolduc. All seemingly trying to get the puck free. They do. It's down to the goal line. Ozar playing defense. Wrapped around in front. Saved by Stover. Still in front. Still trying to poke it in. Stover covers it up. It's down to the back half wall. Stover with another save. What a glove to get that. Flashing it out in the lane. Shoots it away from the defenders and the offenders as well. And now Bowling Green with the puck in their own zone. What a big-time save from Christian Stover with under 14 left to play in the third period. Down to Ozar. Ozar and Fighton playing on the forecheck now. That's a defensive crew out there. Ozar frustrated with that defensive run. Quite an energetic player. Is a senior as well. Don't think he's got any extra years of eligibility for transferring. Shot in. This one chipped high in the air. Dropped down in the slot. Bowling Green looking to come up with the puck there. Kabanoff's there. Sternberg keeps it in, dumps it down. He's been a little bit quiet in today's game, taking a lot of shots. The most shots on the team, actually. But not a lot of them hitting the net. And been kind of quiet. Bowling Green seems to play well when their defensemen are more quiet, when they can just play the defensive game and the forwards are dominating, and that's what they've done today. Passanen the only defensive points. I'm sorry, 2 defensive points today. Eric Parker and Tommy Passanen. Passanen with the assist, Parker with the goal. Grant power play goal in the first. Kabanoff with an even strength goal in the first as well. Ryan O'Hara led the second in scoring. Rasmus Larson scored a goal for Northern Michigan, the only that they have in this game. And then Eric Parker, with 15 minutes into the second period, scored the first goal of the season and the 7th of his career with Bowling Green. The junior's still got a way to go before he finishes his career in the orange and brown. Chip up the ice. Ryan O'Hara taking it up, being interfered with Cleach, and this will be gloved and held onto by Molinaro. As we're getting some pushing after the play, but nothing to write home about. 12:38 left to play in the third period. Pretty good crowd here in the Barry Event Center. For as brisk as it is, can't attest to how the weather is up here in Marquette all year round, but right now it's a 17 degree, feels like -1 weather outside, a decent amount of wind as well, and we're going to get snow tonight, probably about 3 or 4 inches I heard, which is pretty much nothing for around here, but for us southern Michigan and Ohio boys, it's a little bit of a lot of good sightseeing today. Cleared over to Presky Isle, which is a little island / mini peninsula out there to the north. A couple of docks there as well. It's really cool to see at Marina Town. Tried to get in them, but they did a pretty good job of fencing them off with the barbed wire because they knew that some stupid college kids were going to go in there and try and get some cool pictures and climb all over it, which we were, probably ill-advised, but it was a lot of fun, good experience. Jaden Grant in the wheel now with Jesse Tucker. Dropping puck to the right of Molinaro. Won by Bowling Green. Trying to get it back out to the blue line is Emerson. They will get it back out to the blue line, but clears it. Norris will chase it down with Sternberg to play with him. Sternberg with the puck. Turns it over in his own zone. Jesse Tucker with a shot high and into the netting. And Sternberg with a not great play there to turn the puck over in the defensive end. A rare defensive end turnover for the Falcons. 12:15 left to play in the third. 4-1, Bowling Green on top. Emanen in the wheel now. Scanning with Fighton and Ozar today, and that's a line that we're probably going to see a lot. Ozar is off, as he was frustrated before on a last scrum from Northern Michigan. Brett Foe back out there in his place, but that's more of a defensive lineup. Emanen, a great defender. Seth Fighton, that's the best part of his game. Foe, not so much, but he's tenacious, and he's really good at getting his guys a change. As soon as you get down to that area where the guys need it, he'll just take it in the zone and stick handle around people until you get off, and then he'll dump and get off as well. Foe chasing this one in, gets a stick on it. He's a good poke checker as well, and he got one there. Turns it back over to Owen Ozar, who's on the ice now for Fighton. Fighton subbed out a second ago. Emanen streaking toward Gavaderis. Gavaderis out to Hutchinson. Hutchinson on the right wing in his own zone, taking it through center. Now the lead pass is too far up. Passing in with the pass, and it's blocked. Parker in his own zone. Now up the left wing. He's had a pretty good game today. Scored the goal. A couple of good shifts as well, playing with Ben Wozni on the third line. Familiar defensive lines to what we had earlier in the season. McKinley and Sternberg, Wozni and Parker, and Norris and Passanen. We saw that very early, and then it switched away to Norris and Sternberg, Wozni and Passanen. This one's gloved by Molinaro and freezes the play. And then Parker and McKinley, or Parker and Kurodiak, depending on the line they wanted to go. We have not seen Kurodiak today, so I'm assuming that he was scratched before the game starts, and Brett Foe was the extra skater. It's the first game since he's been signed that he has not played. He's played 10 games. This would have been in his 11th. That odd number being because he played the Rochester Institute of Technology game against Wayne Wilson. Dalton Norris with a shot in. It's in front on the doorstep, and Molinaro kicks it away with the skate and knocks it down the ice. Bolduc streaking all the way in there. He had like 5 or 6 step disadvantage against Dalton Norris and still almost beat Dalton Norris back to that puck. Duran is going to get a tripping penalty here. The Falcons get a stick on it, and Duran's going to head off for 2, and that's going to be his 11th penalty of the season and his 30th total minute. 10:45 left to play in the third. 4-1, Bowling Green leads Northern Michigan. It's going to be 2 for tripping to Ben Duran. 32 shots on goal for Bowling Green, 30 for Northern Michigan. They can take the lead back here as Duran impatiently sits in the box. Third trip to the sin bin for the Falcons today. 2 for Northern Michigan. Bowling Green's converted on one of their power plays, the first in a long time, but have not converted on the other one. Northern Michigan hasn't converted on any of the 3 from Bowling Green. Oh, off the stick of Norris. I'm sorry, Emerson. Emerson was in there as well, and he was trying to spin around the puck and accidentally hit it with his skate. It cleared over into the kicker of Stover. But he had to shut that one off pretty quick. We'll see the replay here on the monitor in the Barry Event Center. Yeah, it looked like Emerson lost the blade of his skate right there. Jesse Tucker went to poke the puck away, but Stover held onto it. And some pushing after the play as some animosity is boiling over. Bowling Green men's basketball trailing by 15 now, 55-40 with 3 minutes expired in the second half. Out to Scardina. Scardina to Norris. Norris will bank it out. Oh, beautiful keep in by Gavadaris. Back out to Rasmus Larson, and this one is finally chipped down by Ethan Scardina. Scardina will be the first one there. No other orange jerseys will follow him as he's still looking for a pass. He's pressed up against the boards. The Falcons back on the ice now. Norris and Sternberg back. Quinn Emerson and Ethan Scardina, the forwards. Both of them going for a change. Scardina will come off as he had a successful shift holding onto the puck for a long time. And probably about 25 seconds out of that minute or simply with the puck on the stick of Scardina. Out to Gavadaris on the near side. Parker outside of the zone again, so they'll have to wait for Gavadaris to get back on side. Renfrew out. Grant's on there now for Bowling Green. Emerson off and Niedermeyer on. So Grant and Niedermeyer, the penalty-killing forwards. Parker and Passanen, the penalty-killing defensemen. Parker doesn't spend a lot of time on the penalty kill. A lot of the time it's Wozni. Passanen is a mainstay. He's very good. This one iced back down by Bowling Green with 30 seconds left to play, and the penalty to Ben Duran a second ago for tripping. One shot on goal on this power play for Northern. 9 minutes left to play in the third period. Next stoppage after this penalty will get our immediate timeout. Taking it up the left wing is Tanner Latch. He wears a big hit against the boards, and he's a little bit late to get down. Bowling Green pushes it outside of the zone with Ville Emanen. He would have had a lot of open ice in front of him if he had held on to the puck a little bit longer. Gavadaris with time expiring in the power play. Slap shot saved by Stover. He's down and hurt. The whistle goes, and Stover is rolling around, writhing in pain on the ice, and the trainer is out. That is not good at all. He's holding, I think, the back of his knee or the hamstring. He's still laying down there on the ice, and we might see Cole Moore in this game. Still down there on the ice with his kicker still on, holding his kicker with the glove. He's sitting up now a little bit. You can only hope he just tweaked something, possibly a cramp as well. 8:44 left to play in the third. 4-1, Bowling Green leads. And Cole Moore is out of the bench and doing a couple of stretches to get himself warm because he might have to close this game out. The last time a Bowling Green goaltender had to leave the game, it was Stover in his first appearance against Michigan Tech. He went to stretch out for one, and he pulled something. Only sat out a couple of weeks, and then he made his debut back against Northern Michigan. He will try his best to stand up. We'll see if he can. He's on his knees now after he saved that one. He wore it off the knee, and he went down immediately and writhed in pain. The referee was certainly on top of it to blow the whistle. And we'll take a step back real quick as we hope that Stover's doing all right. BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Continue the WBGU experience online by engaging with our social media profile on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to stay connected with the local community and receive information about special events and programming. Like us and share our content to help build the WBGU audience. 88.1 FM, WBGU, Bowling Green is Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
You are listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Bowling Green leads 4-1. It's Cole Moore in the game now for the Falcons. Stover will get the win if Bowling Green holds on, but it will have to be an epic collapse by the Falcons in the last 10 minutes of play here in the third period. Bowling Green, Northern Michigan back around. This will be the fourth goaltender we'll see in this game. Ryan Ouellette pulled for Northern Michigan because, frankly, he just wasn't playing well. Now an empty net, and this is a shot for Ryan O'Hara as Northern was playing with 6 skaters on the ice now, which is a odd decision with 8:20 left to play in the third period. Still with 6 skaters, down 3, and Bowling Green still trying to turn this over. They're getting a really harsh forecheck here. I didn't even know that Molinaro was out of the box or out of the between the pipes, but he is. So it's a 6-on-5, and I wonder if they're going to do this for the next 8 minutes if Bowling Green isn't able to get an empty netter. 8 minutes left to play in the third. BG looking to turn the puck over and get an empty net goal and truly put this game on ice. Pass across to Anthony Cleach. Cleach takes it up through the zone. Out to the right wing. Bolduc, pass across and a score. Cole Moore's beat within a minute of him joining the game. And it's a 6-on-5 goal for Bowling Green, who the empty net is really killing them. It's Tanner Latch. That's his 5th goal of the season, his 2nd empty netter. And Molinaro will go out between the pipes now. It was a good move across the paint. Took it to the left side of the blue paint. Moved it over back to the right. Put Cole Moore on sliders. Stover is not back out onto the bench, so he's probably got some pads off in the back room. 5-on-5 now, Bowling Green, and that 6-on-5 has really been a struggle for the Falcons this season. Already an empty net goal, and this series now a 2nd. We'll see when Molinaro heads off. It's 2-goal game now, 4-2 Bowling Green. Ardenaz playing with Gavadaris now. Bowling Green with the puck, turns it back over outside the zone. Jesse Tucker on the left wing. And they'll take it back into the D zone with about 17-15 left to play in the third period. He's looking over to Dave Shayak. Molinaro is in the box. BG tries to get it outside the zone. Full self for Scardina. It's going to be a penalty against Matthew Argentina on a trip. And that's going to be the second of, that's going to be the second that'll sit in the box for, but the first assessed only to him. So a good opportunity for BG in at least another 2 minutes that the Wildcats will not be able to pull the goalie. Yeah, I mean, that's the definition of a trip right there. Got the stick into the skates. 12-16, the time of the goal by Tanner Latch, assisted by Bolduc and Cleach. It's Latch's 5th goal of the season. Bolduc's 2nd assist, and Anthony Cleach's 2nd assist as well. And BG looks to convert on a power play and put the lead back up to 3. Up the left wing, flips up the ice in front of the Northern Michigan bench, and it'll clear into the bench. With Sternberg looking in, it'll be a face-off at neutral ice. BG with the 5-on-4. Colmore has yet to record a save, but has a goal allowed on the beautiful Tanner Latch play. Would have been a good move even if Moore had saved 20 shots so far in this game. It was just a really good move, and he beat the tender. What are you going to do? This one up into the crowd. Under 7 minutes left to play in the third period. 4-2, Bowling Green leads Northern Michigan. 12 saves, 3 goals allowed from Ryan Ouellette when he exited the game. Julian Molinaro has 1 goal allowed and 17 saves for a .944 save percentage. He's played brilliantly thus far, at least. Stover has 32 saves and a goal allowed, and he's not back on the bench, so he's not going to see time in this game. I'm sure his pads and gear is off. And Colmore, no saves, 1 goal allowed. Back out to Martin. Martin's pinned up against the right wing boards in the Falcon O zone. Altrischer really getting sticky there with the Falcons. And this is a pass up the ice intended but long for Slipik. The Falcons will take all 4 behind and take this one up into neutral ice. Ryan O'Hara down through the center, now to the right wing. Looking for a pass up to Stjernberg. Stjernberg all the way in deep. Falcons had all 4 players. They had 4 players behind the goal line there, and unsurprisingly, here's a breakaway. Billy Renfrew down the right wing, crosses it, shot, and it's wide left of the goal. Cole Moore shut that one off pretty quick. Out to Martin. Martin on the right wing. That's a shorthanded chance for Northern Michigan, and their 32nd shot on goal, and that'll tie. I don't know why they were given a shot on goal on that. It didn't hit the goaltender or hit the netting. Niedermeyer up and into the crowd. It'll be a face-off in neutral ice, and the Falcons with a true lack of momentum, even though they're leading by 2 in this game. They have more shots on goal, well, tied in shots on goal. They have more shots. They've won 10 less face-offs. I do not think that is an accurate statistic, but that's what it says on the live stats. You know, I'm growing to become a little bit distrustful of the Northern Michigan statisticians here, because Bowling Green has not lost. I mean, they've been at 21 face-offs for the last 10, so they have not lost 10 face-offs in a row. Jakub Altrichter is really good, but he doesn't have 12 wins to 6 losses. It's another one in the wheel, and they'll kick Altrichter off. And Graydon Slipik will step in now. Has not attempted a face-off today, and he immediately wins it against Ben Duran. So the face-off's been a struggle for Bowling Green today, although not as much as the statistics show, I think. Another shorthanded chance for Northern Michigan and taken away by Brett Foe. Brett Foe through center, leaves it back for Breck McKinley. Breck McKinley, shorthanded chance. Cole Moore with the first save. And that was almost a tripping against Breck McKinley, but he blew a tire and it wasn't intentional. And actually the Northern Michigan player jumped over him, and that was more of why they hit the ice. Down the right wing, 10 seconds left to play in the power play. Bank pass out to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer with the puck on the left wing, out to the blue line of McKinley. McKinley's got to make something happen to get a power play goal here, but it expires before the Falcons can do anything. Right out of the box, Matthew Argentina. Another shot chipped in the air by Molinaro. And Northern Michigan will push all the way up. Tanner Latch down the right wing. He's got open ice. Crosses it into the slot, but it's stopped by the Falcons' Seth Fighton. Fighting up Parker. BG needs to get some momentum going, even though they're up 2. This is not feeling good if you're a Bowling Green fan. 4:40 left to play in the third period, especially because the goaltender is going to come out in a little bit. Here's a breakaway. Jaden Grant, Brett Foe, 2-on-1. Another shot in by Jaden Grant. It's in front again. Crosses over to Foe, but he's not there where Grant thought he was. Working down in, low angle shot to Molinaro. He saves another one. He's up to 19 in this game. Scardina with another shot up into the high glass as this one's blocked. Passing into Grant. Grant leaves it back for Emerson. Emerson back behind to Grant. Grant, as Emerson's forced down to the ice, wanting a penalty on Emerson, but I don't think there was anything there. Down back behind the goal line again, and Grant takes it out from behind the red line. Out on the right wing, BG with the puck on the right wheel, out to Parker. Parker back to his line mate, Tommy Passanen, and out to Jesse Tucker on the left wing. Flipped out to center, Slipik dumps it back in the zone of Bowling Green. They got to hold on to possession as long as they can from here on out to make sure that Molinaro does not exit the box. Northern Michigan won't get a change. It just is an icing. 4-2, Bowling Green on top. Breakaway here on the screen and a shot and saved by Cole Moore there. Latch with a good pass across on breakaway there as well, but nothing there as Bowling Green's defense got their sticks in the lane. Another face-off won by Bowling Green. We'll see if the statisticians give it to the Falcons, because that one was clearly possessed by Bowling Green right off the draw. Out to center, turned over, Tanner Latch down the right wing, shot in easily, and another shot in front, taken away, Michaelis. And again, the statisticians are not being honest here in the Barry Events Center, as that face-off win was given to Northern Michigan, and it was quite clearly a Bowling Green win. Bolduc down the right wing. Renfrew with a shot over the top of the goal as Cole Moore reached out his glove to save it. Now kicks this one away with the stick. That's a couple saves in a row for Cole Moore after giving up that early goal to Tanner Latch, the second of the game. Another one at the blue line. Dumped in. Molinaro still in the goal for Northern Michigan. They pulled him at the 8-minute mark and scored a goal promptly, but have yet to pull him back out. Dave Shayak. Puck in center. Durant tries to take it into the zone, out to Norris. Norris will leave it back to Sternberg. BG wasting time and holding possession, not letting that goaltender get out of the net. Back around to Altrichter. Jakub Altrichter behind, now wings it back around. BG with the puck, looking for a pass is Waters. Waters backhands it and takes it away. Where's the hit? He's a big body in there. Back out to the blue line. Sternberg across to Norris. Norris with the puck, down deep to Duran. Duran's fiddled with Aiden Hutchinson. Around to O'Hara. O'Hara with the puck, top of the wheel. Thing all the way in. Shot, save Molinaro. Another chance for Bowling Green. Now O'Hara with the puck again. Wrist shot in front. Molinaro shuts it off and is taken away by Altrichter. Back out to the blue line with Northern Michigan possession. 3-on-2 breakaway for Northern Michigan now. Into the center. It's going to be another shot saved by Cole Moore out behind, and Cole Moore shuts off the entirety of the goal. Bowling Green pins it behind the goal line with $1:45 left to play in the third. Empty net for Northern Michigan. They have another attacker. Can Bowling Green stop the 6-on-5 for the next minute and a half? It's been a struggle for them as of late, and it's been a struggle for them in this game is with the empty net. Here's a clear down, but it's not going to be close to the goal. It's going to be an icing against Bowling Green. 2 empty netters given up against Bemidji State. None against Ferris State or Augustana, but there wasn't a lot of chance for empty netters there. Actually, an empty netter was scored by Ferris State in the first game in the Bowling Green win. 5 guys on the ice, timeout taken. We'll see who it is. It's going to be taken by Northern Michigan to talk things over. $1:30 left to play in the third period. 4-2 lead for Bowling Green with no goaltender for Northern Michigan. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Be a part of the return to Radio Freedom on WBGU FM. WBGU offers sponsorship opportunities in the form of underwriting. Underwriting is an effective method of gaining exposure for your business in Northwest Ohio and helps us continue producing local content. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
.90 seconds left to play in the third period. There's going to be an empty net for Northern Michigan as they're going to send their best 6 out there to score twice against Bowling Green, who has not been very good in the empty net. They've already given one up today at around the 8-minute mark. Actually, 12 minutes and 16 seconds into the third period. Tanner Latch has been the only goal in this third period, actually, and has limited the Bowling Green lead down to 2. Haven't really found any momentum as of late, and it's not going to generate now unless they score an empty net goal and just hold possession the rest of this game, as they are down a skater with 5 on the ice. Cole Moore in the goal now with Christian Stover still back in the locker room. The trainer is back out for Bowling Green, so Stover is enough to be on his own at least. I can only hope that Stove is okay enough for at least the next series and okay long term as well. He's played fantastic. Sternberg with the puck. Ices it up to the blue line. Brody Waters with a lot of space ahead of him. Tries to poke it to O'Hara. O'Hara in the neutral zone. Bowling Green with miscommunication there between O'Hara and Waters on who was going to take the shot. And now a rush for Northern Michigan. Up the right wing. Tanner Latch feeds it over into the center. Saved by Bowling Green. A block in front and another kick by Cole Moore. An attempt at an empty net shot from Ethan Scardina. Scardina in center. Latch takes it back around. 1 minute left to play in the third period. 4-2. Northern Michigan needs one, and they need one real quick before they can get the goaltender out again and try for another goal. This one's back behind. Parker across to Sternberg. Sternberg ices it all the way down. Is it good? No, it's wide right of the goal. And chasing it all the way back after the icing will be Tynan Ewert. 44 left to play in the third period. That would have been a good one to fill for Sternberg, who took that shot from behind the goal line. Pretty tight feeling 2-goal game for Bowling Green. 44 seconds left to play. A 6-on-5. They're in a pretty decent spot. It's Ciccarello, number 27, in the wheel. Won by Bowling Green. Sternberg takes it away. Tries to skate away with it, but it's taken back by Billy Renfrew. Renfrew back out to the blue line. Ardenez Down to the near side, back to Ardenez on the point. Middle point now for Ardenez. Distributes it down to Tucker. Jesse Tucker with a shot blocked. Another shot in, blocked by Stover. It's Sternberg, knocked all the way down. Is it good? Yes, it is! Empty netter for Bowling Green, as it's, I believe, Ethan Scardina that's going to get credit for that empty net goal. If I'm not mistaken, he's going to lead the line. 22 seconds left in the third, and that'll put the game on ice. 2 goals this weekend for Ethan Scardina, 4 points as well for the senior grad student captain. And that was a really big one. 2 blocked shots for BG, a good penalty kill, and they finally got it to go. Foe talking a little bit there with Aiden Hutchinson on the near side, but this one's going to kill it off. Molinaro, 1 goal allowed, 22 saves. He played great in nets for Northern Michigan in the period and a half that he played. Ryan Ouellette did not. 12 saves, 3 goals allowed. Just not his night. This one clears up into the crowd with 8 minutes left to play in the third period. Ethan Scardino with the goal and assist. Don't think it's going to be an assisted goal either, but it was a 1938 perfectly timed goal by Ethan Scardina. They give Bowling Green a 5-2 3-point win over Northern Michigan as time expires here in the Barry Events Center. 5 points for BG over this weekend. Possibly could have taken 6, but you'll certainly take 5 in the CCHA. In our postgame, we'll give a look down of all the other CCHA competition and how they have fared today in their endeavors, but Bowling Green's ended pretty well. An empty net stop with 1.5 minutes left and a 5-2 win over the Northern Michigan Wildcats in their home barn. Willie picks up his 14th win of the season and his 10th win in the CCHA. Double-digit CCHA wins for the Falcons. And we'll take a step back for a few moments, bring you post-game here from the Barry Events Center. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Underwriting sponsorships on Northwest Ohio's community radio station are now available. Get your business's information out to the local community and show your support for 88.1 FM. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. Thanks for your continued support of everything we do here at WBGU 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Falcon Media Sports Network is finally back on the road with BGSU Hockey. Make sure to catch the voice of Falcon Hockey, Ben Korak, on the call for every BGSU game this season on WBGU 88.1 FM.
For over 70 years, WBGU 88.1 FM has provided local news, sports, and entertainment to Northwest Ohio. As a non-commercial radio station, WBGU relies on the generous contributions of local businesses in the form of underwriting. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
The winning struggles continue for the Northern Michigan Wildcats as they fall for their 16th loss of the CCHA and the 23rd loss of the campaign to Bowling Green in the second game by a final score of 5-2. Bowling Green with an empty net goal at the very end, and the final 2 goals actually, one from Northern Michigan as well, an empty netter. So we'll walk through scoring here for a bit. It was a pretty hot start for Bowling Green. Jaden Grant, Matvey Kabanoff, and Ryan O'Hara with the first 3 goals. 2 in the first. O'Hara's in the second. He gets credit for the game winner today. And Brett Foe actually assisted on all 3 of those first goals. His, I believe, 7th, 8th, and his 8th, 9th, and 10th assists of the season, and his 12th, 13th, and 14th points of the season as well. Seth Fighton and Tommy Passanen assisted on those first 3 goals as well. And then Northern Michigan got on the board first with Rasmus Larson, who scored the first goal for Northern Michigan in both games, both goals of the season, both goals of his career, scored against Bowling Green. Graydon Slipik, the other assist for that goal. Eric Parker scored one on a slap shot from above the right wheel 15 minutes through the second period as well. That was the final goal of the second period, assisted by Ethan Scardina, his 3rd point of the weekend with the goal and assist in the first game. Tanner Latch with the empty net at around the 8-minute mark scored a 12 minutes, 16 seconds into the third. He scored an empty net goal. I don't know what provoked Northern Michigan to pull the goalie there. I guess Dave Shayak was just trying to make it as close as possible for the empty net, but it worked. They scored an empty net goal with Tanner Latch, his 2nd goal of the weekend, assisted by Bolduc and Cleach. And then with the 4-2 game, a minute and a half of man advantage for Northern Michigan as they had the net pulled. Ethan Scardina had an empty net goal after a couple of straight blocks by Bowling Green. 19:38 at the time of the empty net goal. That is Scardina's, I believe, his 5th goal of the season and his 4th point of the weekend. He had an absolutely great weekend. Stay tuned to the BGSU Hockey Instagram, where we're going to have ringside rundown later this week, and our special guest will probably be Ethan Scardina. We'll talk about his scoring endeavors this weekend. But the story of this game coming away from it is not going to be the wins, as that was almost expected. It's going to be Christian Stover going down with an injury and exiting the game midway through that 3rd period. Cole Moore stepped in and did a fine job. He had 3 saves, 1 goal out on Tanner Latch, but that would have been a goal on anybody. It was a great move by Latch with the empty net pulled, or with the goalie pulled as well. But Stover made a save with the knee of his kicker on the right leg, on the knee of some kind. Kept that knee up as he skated off the ice. He needed help to get out there as well, and hobbled his way back to the locker room. The trainer didn't come out for about 5 or 6 minutes later, and he didn't come back out to the bench either. So Christian Stover, we're hoping, is clear enough for next week, or he is okay and not long-term injured, as he was great in this game. 32 saves, 1 goal allowed at .970 save percentage. His stats are going to continue to get better and better with that, and hopefully he'll be clear enough to play against St. Thomas at home next weekend. Cole Moore also with the 3 saves, 1 goal allowed. We saw 4 goaltenders play in this game. Ryan Ouellette with 12 saves, 3 goals allowed. He did not play well with an .800 save percentage. Probably his worst game of the season. It's the first time he's been pulled this season as well. And Julian Molinaro had the first appearance of the season, and it was a pretty good one. 22 saves, 1 goal allowed for .957 save percentage. Statistically only behind Christian Stover in today's game, but better than Ouellette and Moore. So Molinaro, in his first appearance in Northern Michigan and in college, had a pretty good game, and he was certainly one of the benefits to Northern Michigan down the stretch, although he allowed only the 1 goal to Eric Parker. The empty netter to Ethan Scardina doesn't count against Molinaro, so that's how it stood there. Again, Brett Foe with the most points today with 3 assists on the first 3 goals, and the helper on what has turned out to be the game winner for BG. Ethan Scardina with a goal and an assist. Ryan O'Hara with a goal. Eric Parker with a goal. Jaden Grant had a couple of opportunities for more goals. He probably could have very well had a hat trick in this game if a couple more pucks fell his way, but a couple of chances. One of them was taken away by the referee. The other one was taken away by great save by Ouellette. And then Matvey Kabanov, in his return to the Barrie Events Center, also got a goal in today's game. So the winner of the Pick the Stick is going to be Tyler Kavelitz for the second time. He wins his 4th Pick the Stick of the season. Lucas Kleinmeyer, myself, Ben Korak, Henry Costco, and Holden Ruck. None of us got points from any goals scored or assists scored in today's game, but Tyler Kavelitz got 1 point from the Ryan O'Hara. The only way he would not have got a win, he would have got a half a point if somebody had chose Christian Stover, but alas, nobody did, and so he won with 1 point. Congratulations, Tyler. He's up to 4, tied with myself, and only a half a point behind Lucas Kleinmeyer at 4.5, and tied also with the rest of the field of FMSN, who totals for 4 wins throughout the season. Impressive stuff from Tyler this weekend, and we'll look for Pick the Stick next weekend against St. Thomas, which we will have 2 home games against St. Thomas in the Slater Family Ice Arena, both at 7 o'clock p.m. The Falcon Media Sports Network will have a broadcast. Myself and Tyler Kavelitz will be on one, and myself and Nathan Burkett, I believe, will be on the other one, both at 7, both with pregame starting at 6:45. So tune in or come in person to watch Bowling Green play St. Thomas. A huge series after they take 5 points in this one. next weekend on Friday and Saturday. We'll take a look around the CC. Actually, we'll start with Bowling Green and men's basketball. They are trailing 73-55. About 6 minutes left in the second period. Javante Campbell's up to 12 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Trey Thomas, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. A couple other players with 6 and 7, but Central Michigan's really holding on to their lead, and doesn't look like Bowling Green's going to get their 8th win of the season. It looks like they're going to get their 14th loss, as they are trailing by 20 to Central Michigan right now. As far as the rest of the CCHA goes, we have a 5-2 win for Bowling Green in regulation over Northern Michigan. Ferris State and Bemidji State are tied at the beginning of the third period. Casper Magnuson scored in middle of the second period, assisted by Issa Perrick and Noah Quinn. So it's 1-1 in Bemidji, Minnesota for Bemidji and Ferris State. Minnesota State leads 2-1 over St. Thomas. Cage Sturzer scored a goal for St. Thomas early in the second to tie it up, and then Caden Bolson scored, assisted by Luigi Benincasa and Zach Kranick in the second period, and that's how Minnesota State leads 2-1 at the end of the second and the beginning of the third in Mendota Heights. And then Lake Superior State and Augustana, last time we checked in on them, Augustana was leading 1-0. Lake Superior State now is tied with Augustana 2-2. They got 2 goals in a row from Timo Bakos and Reagan Milburn. And then Will Howard scored 1 for Augustana, assisted by Tyler Hennon. That's his second point of the game as well. But it's tied 2-2 at the beginning of the third period in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It would be big if Augustana and Minnesota State can be handed losses, because Bowling Green would possibly rise, or at least have a better chance of rising above them next week in the standings. But Michigan Tech doesn't play this week, unfortunately, so it would be a tough look for Bowling Green to rise above them. I don't know all the math yet on the points percentage, but we'll see. So the Falcons looking to rise up even higher than they already are in the rankings. I believe they're sitting at 36 points, if I'm not mistaken, which puts them ahead of Michigan Tech, but with more games played. So we'll see how that plays out. Stay tuned for the recap of today's game by Nathan Burkett on bgfalconmedia.com and BG_FMSN on Twitter. Also stay tuned for a highlight package that's going to be put out in the next day or so by Henry Costco, our videographer here in Northern Michigan. He got some real good clips of all the goals, so you can definitely see that on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel. Hit subscribe and turn post notifications on so you get notified of when he posts his highlight package. And then also stay tuned on bgfalconmedia.com for On the Blue Line, a new opinion piece I'm going to be putting out every Sunday or Monday, depending on what the series is, talking about what I saw this weekend. You can read my thoughts and some stats as well, who played well, who didn't, what we need to see from Bowling Green the coming weekend as well. So we will talk to you next weekend, Friday and Saturday at St. Thomas. Special thank you to Rick Crow for allowing Henry and I to be up here in Marquette, Michigan. It was a heck of an experience. It was a fun weekend for Bowling Green hockey and outside of it. So certainly thank you to Rick Crow for sponsoring our away hockey travel this season. And our next travel, if I'm not mistaken, will be up to the USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth, Michigan, where they will have an exhibition game against USA Hockey. It's going to be a good learning experience for Bowling Green, and good to see some USA guys that we can possibly see down the road, maybe in the NHL and maybe in a Bowling Green uniform as well. We'll talk to you next week at St. Thomas. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconmedia.com.